Well, because of the whole Josh Jacobs saga yesterday, honestly, there was some pretty significant news that kind of got glossed over the whole thing yesterday. So we're going to talk about Bucky Irving and what we heard about him yesterday in the news cycle. And there was also kind of another fun piece of news that honestly shows the crazy state of AI and how I got fooled by it this time. So we're going to just hop into another Pomeranian draft today. $3 entry, $50K to first place. Let me tell you guys this. That prize pool at the number one spot for a $3 entry is pretty significant right here. So let's go ahead and hop in. We're waiting on 8 people, so if you're new to the party of Underdog, I've got a great deal for you, and it's the best in the fantasy space. So first of all, just go down there in the description, grab that link that's there, and use code FFR to sign up for Underdog. When you do that, you hop into the Pomeranian draft. I will give you a free copy of this draft strategy sheet right here. It is a complete list of best and worst draft strategies to both target and avoid specifically for Underdog. I'll give you this for free. It's not free to me. Like, I have to pay for this information, but I'm giving it to you guys for free if you use my code, just because I want to overwhelm you with as much value as I possibly can. And yeah, nobody else is going to give you this info for free. So I'm excited to hop into this one nonetheless. Jedi is in here. Let's freaking go. We got Jedi in here right now. So I am psyched to have you guys back. And make sure to go down there, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel to show your support. My goal is 100 likes on the live stream, of course. And I want to get to 30K subs ASAP. So if you would help me out on some goal setting here. But Jedi is in here and he's in the draft. Good to see you, man. I appreciate you joining the draft so early, man. So yeah, the Bucky Irving news I think is very interesting. So Bucky Irving, it went really under the radar yesterday that he apparently, Todd Bowles was talking to the media during this OTA period, and Todd Bowles kind of nonchalantly, in the Todd Bowles way, he's a very nonchalant guy. He kind of mentioned, Bucky Irving probably not going to be back here until like summer or early fall. Which, if you're adding that up, and I don't, obviously you don't know if he means it verbatim, but if you're adding up timelines, we're talking like during training camp and possibly late into training camp. So I found that to be very fascinating to hear him say. I'm going to take Jamar because I want to increase my Jamar shares. I found that very fascinating for him to say. And I do feel like it's interesting because on one hand, I think to myself, Bucky Irving, is he upset with the situation with Kenneth Gainwell there now? Is it not sitting well with him, or is he trying to get another contract? I don't know, because he's in the third year of his rookie deal. So it's like maybe in theory he could be trying to get for another contract because he's only got 4 years on the deal. I don't know really what the case is, but I do think that's very noteworthy because the other end of the spectrum is he injured? Is he injured? I mean, I have no idea. Todd Bowles didn't really talk about that very much. So Bucky Irving, that news went under the radar because of the Josh Jacobs saga last night when I was live. And I think it needs to be discussed. So, yeah, that's how I wanted to start this out with. The other funny piece of news, AI got me, man. I thought the Trevor Lawrence hair, like him with the short hair, I thought that was real. I just read something, him talking about, like, he's never going to cut his locks. And that was a deep fake from the Jags team. So they got me. I mean, they got me. Like, I'm not even 30 years old yet, and they got me. So that's freaking wild that they were able to pull that off. I thought that was funny. But the Bucky Irving news, that's actually serious for fantasy football. The Trevor news, that's obviously just a joke. Bailey good to see you in here as always, man. Always good to have you a part of the stream. And hopefully we'll get you in on the next draft as well. But we're going to see how far Josh Jacobs continues to fall today. So I'm very curious to see what ends up happening with Josh Jacobs in this draft. Does he fall to the 4th? I saw people talking about last night that they were seeing him fall to the 5th. So I'm curious to see where he falls. Because in the 5th round, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we're definitely going to target the Burrow stack, obviously. That's definitely what we're going to do. And I want to make sure I get him on this one, so I'm probably going to take him in the 5th. So we're going to go ahead and utilize QB1, round 5. One of those types of strategies. And why don't we just go ahead and grab this strategy right here. So we'll go ahead and grab a running back. Hallie Lyon, good to see you in here, man. It's going great, dude. It's Wednesday. We've been live for over a month now, it's got to be. We've been live every day for over a month doing 2026 fantasy football drafts. So it's a great day. I cannot complain. I can tell you that much. I definitely cannot complain. I'm very happy. So hopefully all y'all are doing really good today. Jeremiah Love goes, well, geez Louise. I don't really want to pick Brees here. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, actually. I think I'm just going to kind of make my own thing. I'm going to go Pickens here. I was going to say if McBride's available, I might do that too. We'll go ahead and just grab A.J. Brown as our wide receiver 3. We're going to stack our receivers here. I like that. Jedi got Amon-Ra, Amari, and Hampton. I've got my fair share of those two guys together. Hallie Line going for Burrow at pick 50. Yeah, I think I am. I don't know, man. I think I'll try it out on a different draft where I could try to get like Burrow in the 6th, but I don't know. I just want to make sure I get him. And the T. Higgins stack is so viable too with him, so it's like I don't want to get sniped on the way back to the 6th. I think I'm going to grab him in this one. Josh Jacobs goes at the 306. Okay, so he's sitting down here at the 306. That's interesting. Coffee Holic, good to see you. Good to see you as always. Was rewatching last night's stream, seeing you guys were talking about burger joints. I'm big on Whataburgers. I'm in Kansas City, and Mahomes brought a bunch of those over here since he's from Texas. That's right. I forgot about Whataburger going to Kansas City because of Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, listen, Whataburger's a big thing in the South, and I think it's okay. Like, I think they've gone downhill a little bit, I think, in my opinion. But I like their fries. I think they have pretty good burgers, and I think their shakes. I think it's just okay. Like, it's an okay place. I think it's just okay. Good to see you in here, though. Who Hames, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you joining. Bailey Good, hey Ryan, I have a couple of the hottest takes of the year so far. I hope you're ready. I am so freaking ready. You always leave me on a cliffhanger. You never just like come out with them. You tell me they're coming, and then I have to wait like another 10 minutes. I'm ready for them for sure. Coffee Holic, I am very curious about In and Out. Oh, In and Out. Though I always hear their burgers are awesome. They do have good burgers. I was about to say, as a Texas boy, I actually, think their burgers possibly are better. I think they have pretty good burgers. Those are good burgers, Walter. I do think they have good burgers, actually. Hallie Lyon, the Chase and Burrow stack is so tough to hit unless it's in the 5th. I've seen it in the 5th, or I've seen it in the 6th. I've seen it in the 7th, actually. So it can happen, but yeah, I mean, it definitely is a toss. Like, if you don't grab him in the 5th, you're definitely playing with fire. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab him in the 5th. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll go DeAndre Swift. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna grab Travion, and I want to. Maybe I'll target Drake May early too, just to get the AJ Brown stack. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Joey B. I'm grabbing him early. Want to make sure I get him. Want to make sure I get that stack on this one. Hallie Lion, the Chase and Burrow. Yeah, we talked about that. Jedi Loco, In-N-Out Burgers, animal style. Pretty tasty burger. Never had animal style. What is that? What is that? I'm curious about that now. Who Hames always push Burrow. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to get... Burrow's my second most drafted quarterback behind Josh Allen, so he's making a run. I haven't taken Josh Allen in probably close to a week. I want credit for that, because last week I was on a Josh Allen run, and I haven't taken him in over a week. So Bucky goes to the 406. Doesn't look like people have heard the news. I'm telling you guys, I think people missed this news with Bucky. And it's not that it's the end of the world, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Coffeeholic, should we be drafting some more Kenny G with the Bucky news? I think it's worthwhile at his current price. If he starts to climb up like a round, then it's like, all right, maybe a little bit too much, a little too early, but I do think his price is pretty solid. Like, I've taken my fair share of Kenny G. I think he's in my top 10 most drafted running backs, actually. So I've taken my fair share of Kenny G, but I don't think you should just like go all out on Kenny G, because then his price is going to start to go up. And at that point, if he goes up like a round, then it's like, all right, I think we're probably getting too crazy with that. Because, again, we don't know anything yet about this Bucky thing. Because, like, my question is he injured? Is he injured? Or is this just like an unhappiness with the situation type situation? I don't know. It's not good, though. It's not particularly good news. So, interesting. It's very interesting. Hallie Lyon says, I like taking Kenny G, but also Sean Tucker towards the end of drafts. Yeah, Sean Tucker's worthwhile at this point. That's the guy I'd actually say, if you want to take a shot on someone, I mean, Kenny G, again, good price right now. If he starts to rise up significantly in drafts, then I'm like, okay, not sure how I feel about that. I'd rather take Sean Tucker in the 18th if Kenny G starts to go up around. So, yeah, I think Sean Tucker might be worth grabbing. He might be worth grabbing. Bailey Good, Mike Evans doesn't reach 1,000 yards this year. However, still finishes top 12 at wide receiver as he takes on Devontae Adams' role from last year. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Speaking of Mike Evans, the video I've got coming out on Tuesday. So here's the plan. People are asking me when my next ranking update will be. It won't be this next week. It'll be the following week. Running backs and wide receivers the following week. What's coming on Sunday is very important, though. We're going to talk about wide receivers and the cliff falls of age historically with wide receivers. Mike Evans is, as someone who's liked Mike this year, I've taken Mike a lot. I got to cool it on him probably. So stay tuned for that video on Sunday. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be very important. But I could definitely see that. As long as he's healthy, I do think he has upside. But the research I'm going to go through is concerning. We'll go ahead and grab May. I want to make sure I get that stack as well. And then we'll just go ahead and stop with the quarterbacks. You know what I'm going to do? I liked the idea. I think it was, who was it last night? Was talking about the potential of Tony Pollard being the one traded to Green Bay. I like that potential. So I'm going to take Tony Pollard here and hope that he gets traded to the Green Bay Packers. That would be fun. I would like that one very much. Who Hames? I just personally prefer Jaden May to Burrow. Anyway, to just wait on Burrow. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I love Jaden Daniels too. I've taken Jaden with or without Terry. But I've got more of Burrow because I've stacked him with T. I've stacked him with Jamar. So I think Jaden, his cost this year is so opportunistic. I love the value. Hallie Line, but when was your last Woody Marks and Tyreek Hill picks? I picked both of them last night, at least once. So I think we're feeling a little full on that. I'm almost at 50 shares of Tyreek. I checked today, and I've drafted 111. I've drafted like 116 teams in regular season best ball. And I've got almost 50 shares. So we got a lot. We got a lot of Tyreek Hill, for sure. Just Lift, good to see you in here. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4th round selection. Was he really? Marvin. No, he wasn't. Where'd Marvin go? Marvin went 6th. You think he should be a 4th round selection? I don't agree with that. I like his price just where it is. That's what's made me comfortable trying to take a swing on him. But either way, appreciate you joining. Hope to see you more often, man. Michael Moulton, is the weather better today than last night? 100% better. Yeah, it's we must add some sort of like flash flood warning last night. I think they said it was like penny-sized hail outside. So I'm lucky. Like, we were able to stream 3 hours last night. Did not cut the stream, but it's a little cloudy today. But I haven't seen rain since the morning, so yeah, it's much better. Thank you for checking in on me. Thank you. My trees are the big thing. My trees are okay. That's what worries me. When you become a homeowner, you just like think about like, oh, dude, what if one of my trees falls down? It's going to be a disaster. You know, you think about that stuff a little bit more. Money in a thing. Good to see you in here, man. Good to see you back. I know you were with me last night. Just Lift, Jacob scares me. Fair enough, dude. Jacob scares a lot of people, probably. My God. No, I mean, I think Jacob's, where he's been going does sound enticing. 4th, 5th round. I took him twice last night in the 4th. So we're going to go ahead and just grab another running back. Make sure we, load up on that position a little bit better. Blake Corum. And then I suppose we could go with someone like Jacoby or Josh Downs or Pittman. I do like I actually think Pittman's probably my favorite of the bunch. I actually do think he is. Let's see what this guy wants to do. We're going to go ahead and grab Pittman. I like that. That wide receiver room looks pretty juicy right about now. I like it. What the heck is going on? I hear Alexa's voice in my wife's office. She's not even here. Shut up. Who Hames? Last year there were reports Buck's staff wasn't happy with the way Bucky stuff went down. That's extra downside. And they paid Gainwell a reasonable amount. Good point. I don't feel like I saw much of that stuff. So that would be good. If you could, what would be great is if you could drop like a link to an article or something like that I could read for us. That would be great. Because I don't feel like I saw that last year. So that's important news. I mean, I really do think that this Bucky news, it got stepped over last night because of the Jacobs saga. But that could be a big deal. Jedi Loco, animal style burger is chopped grilled onions, chopped lettuce. Yeah, that does sound really good. That does sound really good. Obviously, burger too, right? Like, we're not going vegan, are we? Because if it was vegan, then I wouldn't be in. Just Lift In-N-Out Burger, delicious. In-N-Out burgers are good, I will say. I do think their burgers are good. Possibly better than Whataburgers. As a Texas boy. Who Hames, I was saying Pollard. That's right, Who Hames. It was you saying Pollard. Yeah, I took Pollard there just in the hopes that he gets traded to Green Bay. We'll see if that actually works out. ATL Outdoors, good to see you in here, man. Appreciate you joining the stream. Hopefully, you've been able to draft successfully with the draft strategy sheet I gave you. And just a heads up again, you hop into the Pomeranian once if you sign up using my code FFR and sign up using that link in the description. I'll send you a free copy of what I said, ATL Outdoors. I'll send you a free copy of this draft strategy sheet I've been putting together for 2 years. This info is not free to me, but I'm making it free to you guys if you use my link to sign up, just because I want to overwhelm you with value. All right, let's KC is falling because of the drop that I saw yesterday. I saw him drop a really it was not a good drop. KC Conception dropping some balls this offseason. I think Alexa is driving my dog crazy now too. Oh my god. Shut up, Alexa. Stop talking. Clifford, come here, buddy. It's all good. Come make an appearance with the people. Come here, bud. It's okay. All right. I want that Washington upside in the backfield. Give me Rachaad White. Give me Rachaad White. Just Lift, Josh Jacobs will be suspended at least 4 games. It may not happen this year. The NFL typically follows the legal proceedings. That's typically what the NFL does. So, in all likelihood, they'll wait for the legal proceedings to play out. Now, if they get rushed through and the NFL is, if the NFL is going to, if the legal proceedings get rushed through, then the NFL will drop the suspension. But I think it's more likely that he starts out on the commissioner's exempt list because the illegal stuff hasn't followed. So, I'll tell you what, though, like the next couple weeks to months with this whole thing are going to be important to watch because if there's any kind of video, pictures, details that drop, I mean, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get uglier than it already is. So, yeah. I Only Act, good to see you. Jacobs released from custody and no charges currently. Yet people still passing on him. I'm taking that value all day. That's kind of how I feel right now. I think good update to bring in. So I haven't talked about that yet. The update with this one is that Josh Jacobs was released from custody. I think it was this morning. And the DA wasn't ready to charge him with anything yet. So he hasn't formally been charged with anything. So that kind of indicates to me, I wonder if there's some sort of like deal going on, like an NDA being signed, you know, a hush money situation. Like that stuff happens all the time. So it definitely could be one of those, you know, one of those situations playing out. So, you know, I'll take him in that 4th, 5th round area for sure. Excuse me. Tanner BTC in the 4 hole. Are you on the golf course at the 4th hole? If that's the case, good luck to you. Good to see you in here. Michael Moulton, I have 39.5% exposure on Singleton and QJ. Do you think that's too much? I just can't stop taking these 2 after 76 drafts. I mean, in theory, sure, like it's too much. You probably have more. You probably have, like, the way I view things, right? And it's like your 76 draft seed. That's a lot too. We're not even in June yet. That's a lot. Let me make my pick, and then we'll pick this up. Okay, let's go Woodith Marks. I like it when my dog does his like half barks. He's like, woof, woof. Did someone grab Hunter Henry already? What the heck? What are you doing, Nick Will? All right, well, screw it then. I'm just going to grab I'll grab either Chig or Sadiq. I don't care either one. He hears people outside weed whacking. He doesn't like that. Yeah, in theory, like, taking like almost 40% of a player in 76 drafts, that is a lot. Like, that's a good amount of players. And the way I typically proceed, I don't like to exceed like 45 to 50% exposure. So it's like, if you know that you're going to do another 30 drafts this offseason, cool down on them a little bit. You know, do it a little bit more infrequently. But overall, these are players that you buy into, and I'm always for trusting your gut. So continue to take them, but maybe just take your foot off the pedal a little bit and go on, just coast a little bit. That's the way I would personally handle this. That's just me. Coffeeholic said, bro has a ghost activating his Alexa. I think she hears me. Because, like, my wife's office is just, like, right around the corner of this room. And I've got the door open because she's not home and I'm just making sure our dog is okay. So, C. Klein, what's going on? Good to see you. Animal Style is all right. It's not that great. You guys should have a discussion about that one. Sounds like you and some other people disagree. I've never tried it, though. Just Lift, that's when I took him. You took him in the 4th to 5th round. Yeah, I think that's a good price point for him. C. Klein, that wasn't even a drop. What the hell? Defender clearly got his hand in between the play. Yeah, I'll be honest. It was a little fast. You couldn't really tell. But what I'm trying to say is most people interpreted it as a drop. And that's why he's dropping in drafts. Because if it was a drop, and again, it was kind of fast. You couldn't really tell if it was a drop. If it was a drop, that was his second, like, on-camera viral drop. And the thing with the community is, like, in a dead period of the offseason, the hardcore junkies like me are watching this and saying, drops are an issue. And this is actually something I've discussed with Casey Conception throughout the offseason on my Dynasty channel. Like, that's one of my big problems with Casey. A lot of lapses in concentration led to a lot of drops. Reminds me a little bit of Quentin Johnston. So, but fair enough. Like, I don't know for sure if that was a drop. It did kind of move really fast. But I don't know if I could tell that someone's hand got in there. So I'm not going to agree with you on that necessarily. All right. We've got 5 running backs. We're gonna go ahead and take Ryan Flanoy. Just bank on the investment in the Dallas wide receiver room. Excuse me. I want to get Nick Singleton here if he's here. Just because if this team comes to fruition, Tony Pollard goes to Green Bay, then Nick Singleton, the door is open for him. So I'm going Nick Singleton. I like that. Dominoes, man. dominoes may fall in the way I want them to. So that's what we're hoping for, at least. ATL Outdoors, using your strats every day, every draft I had gave me a gold projection. Nice, dude. Love to hear it, man. Again, those of you who are new to Underdog and you don't really know how to play best ball, it's fun, first of all. Second of all, if you want to get into it, just use that link that's there in the video. Use the code FFAR to sign up. If you do that and you play the Pomeranian just once, it's a $3 draft. You play it one time, I will send you a free copy of this draft strategies Google sheet. I've been working on it for years, and I just want to overwhelm you with value. This is not free to me, but I'm making it free to you guys just because I want to overwhelm you with value when you help me out by reaching a goal of 40 signups before June 17th. Just lift Michael Bolton. I celebrate his entire calendar. Oh, Office Space. Give me some Office Space quotes in here. Let's have a good laugh. I love Office Space. One of my favorite movies. I don't know why more people don't like it. It's hilarious, dude. If you work in a corporate office, tell me you don't relate to that movie. It's so relatable. Who Hames, the Bucky stuff, was from a beat reporter, I can't remember who, and it was more of an underreported murmur kind of thing. A lot of times those underreported murmurs are true. A lot of times that's what happens. All right, I'm going to have to close my door. All right. Yeah, a lot of the times, man, a lot of those like whispers are actually real. So I think that's interesting that you saw that. Yeah, I don't know. Could be true. Could be true. Bailey Good. Zay Flowers finishes as top 5 at wide receiver this year with Lamar's rushing attempts are lessened. They switch more to an air attack, and Flowers scores 8+ touchdowns for the first time and over 1,200 yards receiving. That I can actually agree with. That one I actually think is not out of the question. And same with the Mike one. I think the Mike one is actually relatively possible as well. So I don't dislike either of those. I think they're both absolutely in the cards. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and grab. We're gonna go ahead and grab Kyle Williams, and we're also going to go ahead and grab Colby Young. Actually, we'll grab Mike Gesicki first. I think he's probably more likely to go off the board. So we'll grab Gesicki, and then we'll grab Colby Young. Yeah, Zay, we were talking about it last night. Like, I think Zay actually does have the potential to break out. I really think it's possible. I think Jameis Winston, ooh, dude, Large Marge is going with the backup quarterback strategy. I freaking love to see it. The popularity is growing in the backup quarterback strategy. I freaking love to see it. Yeah, we were talking about it last night. Zay is a guy I think he technically broke out last year, but I think it'll feel more like a breakout if he's able to sustain production throughout the season. Because last year he didn't. He started out really strong and then he ended really strong. A lot of in between was not good. Very fascinating stuff. Huggy Skyway, good to see you in here. Zay could definitely pull a JSN. I don't know if I could see him having that good of a season. JSN was dominant last year. But I do think he'll be really good. C. Klein, what was it on the vid about Casey Conception that showed a drop? Well, I just explained that, right? I just explained it. Disbanded Brotherhood, good to see you in here. Good to see you in here, man. Where you been? It's been a while, man. Good to see you. Just lift. Bucky Irving shoulder surgery. Just saw this. Yeah, that was a while ago, though. That was a while ago. So that wasn't recent. Is he still recovering from it? Possibly. But is it going to keep him out of training camp? I don't know. That's interesting, though. It is interesting. Keon Coleman goes. Money, I think. Where are you at? Where are you at? I'm sure you puked a little bit if you saw Keon Coleman just go. I thought I was the only one. No, I've seen Keon Coleman go my fair share of times. Keon Coleman in the 18th is not an uncommon pick. Colby Young. All right, that's what we get. First draft of the day. Let me know what you guys want to get into next. I was just going to get into another palm, but if you guys want to do Best Ball Mania, I'm cool with that too. So we got Jamar Pickens, A.J. Brown, Travion Henderson, Joe Burrow, Drake May, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, Michael Pittman Jr., George Kittle, Rashad White, Woody Marks, Chikakonkwo, Ryan Flanoy, Nick Singleton, Kyle Williams, Mike Gesicki, and Colby Young. Let me know what you think of the team. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to show your support to me and to the channel, and I'll give you guys a couple seconds here to kind of vote on what you guys want to do next. If you guys don't have an opinion, I'll just go ahead and hop into another Pomeranian. But we're definitely going to hop into another one, so let me know what you guys want to do. Let's see where we were at on the chat. Al Boogie, what's going on? Your dog is driving mine crazy. Sorry about that. That's why I closed the door. I didn't want it to drive other people crazy. C. Klein, okay, for sure. Yeah, it was too fast. Like, the footage was just too fast. All right, it doesn't look like you guys care, so let's go ahead and just hop into another Pomeranian. $3 entry, $50K to first place. It's pretty sweet what they're doing for a $3 entry. Waiting on 9 people. We need to fill this lobby, so let's crank it out, baby. Let's crank it out. And if you're new and you want in on the action, just go down in the description of the video, grab the link there. This is Play Underdog Sports. Sign up using code FFR. When you sign up, get into the Pomeranian. You play it once, just a $3 entry. I'll send you a free copy of this Draft Strategies Google Sheet I've been working on for 2+ years. Not free information to me. I have to pay for this. But I'll give it to you for free if you use my code to sign up, just because I want to give you guys the most value. And I want to help new people in best ball, because best ball is so much fun, but it is different than redraft. So I want to give you the resources and the tools that you need to do well in best ball and compete. Hallie Lion, Steeler Nation, Severe Jury, Who Hames. Oh, Who Hames, dude. Finally, we get you in. Mike is in here. We got some people in this one. Tanner C. We got some people in this one, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Who Hames? Jamar Chase had lots of drops leading up to his rookie season. That is definitely true. That is 100. I remember that distinctly. I remember that. Jamar Chase, he had like a weird quote that his rookie offseason. I remember he said something like, what did he say? He said something like the ball is different in the NFL. It's got like the weird stripes on it. It makes me confused. And I remember at the time, people looked at that and were like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? You're making me scared. Speaking of Jamar, we're going to take him again at the 102 because I just want to increase my Jamar shares. That's kind of going to be my strategy today, is if I can get more Jamar, I will. And I think this time we'll try to see if we can get Jamar in the 6th. So, given that there's a lot of people here, I kind of expect me to get sniped. I only act facts. Best ball drafts are very addicting. They are. And that's another reason I say, if you can draft responsibly, Underdog Best Ball is for you, because it's so fun. If you can't draft responsibly, maybe it's not for you, because I don't want people to, get into a hole they can't get out of. So, if you can draft responsibly, we would love to have you draft in here with us. Who Ames says, ignore me, I know nothing. No, you don't. You actually have you're the only person I've talked to all offseason who even thought about Savion Williams besides me. You know a little bit. You're just being coy. You definitely know some stuff. Hallie Lion, I took Jameis last night for the first time. I have not taken Jameis at all. Maybe I should. I mean, dude loves to come in once a year and just light someone up. So, I mean, it's possible. Maybe I should. Quincy Jones, who's the sneakiest last round quarterback in your opinion? Are we including backup quarterbacks? Because in my opinion, backup quarterbacks in the last round are sneaky. If we're not including backup quarterbacks, I would say, I mean, Jacoby Brissett falling to the back of the very back of the draft, I think is something I'd rather do than take a Browns quarterback. I'd rather do that than take Shador, Deshaun Watson. I'd rather have that upside with the Jacoby Brissett situation. So I would say he's a little sneaky. Kirk Cousins, I think, is sneaky because I think he'll start a good part of the season. So, yeah, if we're not including backup quarterbacks, I would say that's the situation I would say makes the most sense to me. All right, let's see what we do here. If Bowers is there, I'll definitely take him, but I have a feeling he's not going to be there. So, Bowers or Love, one of these two I'll grab. Oh, give me Bowers, man. I would love to put Bowers with Jamar. I like that idea a lot. We're not going to take Jacobs here. We're going to let him drop. See where he goes. We will see where he goes. Quincy Jones, good to see you as always, man. Appreciate you joining. All right, Pickens goes. I'll take either Neighbors or Rashee Rice. All right. I'll take Rashee Rice. It's probably a little early, but whatever. Give me the upside. Bailey Good. The number one quarterback is someone not named Josh, Lamar, Joe, or Jaden. Interesting. What do you think? Drake May? Jackson Dart. Trevor Lawrence. Let me know what you think the replacement could be. That'd be interesting. Quincy Jones says number one quarterback this year is Herbert. Ooh. That would be lots of fun, man. Mike McDaniel offense, I would love to see it. La Eliza, good to see you. I'm Large March. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense now because I'm like, okay, someone who's been listening to me definitely took Jameis Winston. I love it. Last season, Winston got me 40 points that 1 week. I'm betting on a Winston Fields day. I love that. That's so smart. La Eliza, you're sneaky. You're sneaky with that. That's awesome. Good to see you as always. Just Lift, where does Drake May rank in your quarterback class? Drake May is currently my quarterback 4. So I've got him above ADP. I do think he's better. I think he's a pretty good value. So I do like me some Drake May. I think the way I think about him is I could see him drop a little bit potentially if he were to, because they have a really much tougher schedule this year. So I do feel like it's possible that, he could drop a little bit in my rankings over time, but I still think he's a really good quarterback in fantasy. So he's got rushing upside. He's obviously taken he is a very good thrower. So I'll take May at 4. Who Hames? Quincy Jones, all good. I get sniped all the time. Oh, that's good. Coffeeholic, I won't snipe Burrow unless I get T. LOL, you got my word. Well, someone already got T. So Al Boogie got T. Let's see if he takes Burrow at the 602 because I'm going to let Burrow drop. And if I don't get him, I'll just plan on getting Mahomes. So I'm going to let Burrow drop. I'm not going to grab him here in the 5th. Let's see what we want to do, though. No running backs yet. So this definitely likely healthy for training camp is the news on Bucky. Irving is recovering from off-season shoulder surgery, and while he isn't expected to take part in mandatory minicamp, he'll likely be healthy during training camp. Irving was present for the Bucs OTA on Tuesday, but was merely a spectator, and afterwards Coach Bowles said that the third-year running back is in line to return summer or fall. I don't know. That's just an interesting quote. I'll take Swift. It's been a while, actually, since I've taken Swift. It's been a while. So, all right, we're not taking Jamar. Or, I'm sorry, we're not taking Burrow. We're not doing it. Even though I would like to, just go ahead, go above ADP. I'm going to try to see if maybe he can swing back to me in the 6th, and I could take someone else of good value. And we'll take either, why don't we switch it up and take Monty? Monty or Judkins. One of those two. We'll go with Monty. I've got so few of Monty, so I feel like I'm okay with that. Who Hames? I have Savion shares pre-draft. So do I. I've got Savion shares pre-draft and regular season. I had shares of him last year. It just didn't really work. But I think this year it will. Jedi Loco, did you notice in our last draft, some dude had a yellow shield? I've only seen black and red shields. I actually did notice that. They must have done some sort of badge update. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I noticed the same thing. Kawasu, yo, we're live. Always, baby. Always. Appreciate you joining. It's always good to see you, man. Quincy Jones, what is the Brissett situation? You think he resigns? He was lights out last year, not going to lie. Yes, he was. For fantasy purposes, I would love nothing more than Jacoby Brissett to be the guy again. And ultimately, I do think that. We were talking about this last night. Here's the thing. I think that what's going to happen is that I think Jacoby Brissett doesn't really have the leverage that he thinks he does. Like, I think that Brissett, if you think about, like, what's his leverage? Think about the rest of the league, right? The rest of the league pretty much has their quarterback situation ironed out. Even the Jets, they're locked in on Geno Smith. The Browns are the only real quarterback situation in the league that's undecided right now. So his market is puny because if he wants the money that he wants, allegedly over 20, 25 million, no team is going to pay that to a backup quarterback. So I think his market is so small, which ultimately leads me to believe the Cardinals have the leverage here. At some point, they'll realize that, and they'll come to an agreement. Give him like a $15 million with like $5 to $8 million in incentives based off, playing all 17 games, throwing for X amount of yards, touchdowns, make it to the playoffs. Something of that sort is what I think is going to happen. So I do think he ended up will playing. And at that point, it becomes an interesting value that I haven't really even thought about from a draft perspective. Al Boogie, Mac Jones, and Flacco. What are we talking about? Backup quarterbacks? Yeah, I mean, those are good backup quarterbacks to target, too. Ironically, I haven't targeted either just because they're not mobile. I like the backup quarterbacks with mobility. That's what I like. Think of Malik Willis last year when he came in week 17 and gave you like 37 points. He did that partly because of passing, partly because of rushing. Joe Burrow must have went. I didn't even see. Burrow's got to be gone. Whatever. What are you going to do? I took the gamble, didn't pay off. Yeah, Burrow went at the 5-12, so. What are you going to do? Took the gamble, didn't pay off. It happens, man. It happens. I was going to go Mekhi Lemon there, so. Again, what are you going to do? We'll go Ramondre as my RB3. And then hopefully we can get Mahomes to make it back for us. That's the hope here. So let's see if it happens. I liked last team better, but I do really like Brock Bowers with Jamar Chase. I'll tell you that much. I like that a lot. Jedi Loco. Oh, no, wait. Badge update makes sense. Who hames the silver badge? The silver badge looks so bad. Yeah, I don't like the silver badge. I liked that gold one, though. I did like that gold one. First Down Fantasy, good to see you in here. I'm at 12, brother. Good to be in today. Couldn't make it last night. That's okay. We were late last night. We had a late one last night. So I'm glad you're in here today at the number 12 spot. Appreciate you joining as always. And thank you for being a member, a very loyal member of the Roundup family. Coffeeholic, can't help myself when I see Allen available anywhere in the third round. Fair enough. It's a great pick. It's a great pick. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that pick whatsoever. Al Boogie, 11 hole is cooking. 11 hole. This one right here. Oh, yeah, Al Boogie, you're in this one. I didn't even notice. Oh, dude, we got like a full draft of everybody. I'm digging this. Quincy Jones, you like Loveland or Egbuka? Egbuka all day. Definitely anti-Loveland at his cost most of the time. Fourth round, anywhere in the fourth is way too high. Fifth round is still too high, but based on ADP, I've taken him in the fifth round sometimes. I've got like 3 shares of him. Egbuka all day. I think for Loveland to make sense in the fourth round, he's got to be perfect. Like, he's got to be pretty much perfect for him to really come through on the draft cost. And I just think that too much can go wrong. So, tight ends, man, like Bowers, McBride, I'm good with either of those guys. And Loveland to me, just that price point is not good. I don't like it. Bailey Good, in my case, the number one quarterback would be Caleb. I think he ends the year with 4,300 plus and 38 plus touchdowns, and could finish with 500 plus rushing with 5 touchdowns. Caleb is definitely a name to watch for sure. I mean, Caleb was quarterback 6 last year? Or was he top 5? He was definitely in that top 5 range. So he was great. And he didn't even throw for 4,000. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. All right, Mahomes, if he's there, that's a no-brainer. Yep. Give me Mahomes. And if Fannon's there, geez. I mean, do I really say no to that? I don't know. That's tough. That's pretty tough to say no to. Fannin is gone, so thank you for making that easier for me. Pittman is my next target. I like Pittman as my wide receiver 4. I like that. Yep, I'll take Pittman, baby. Yeah. Who Hames? Hole is cooked. Yeah. Kawasu ready for June 1st, so more free agent signings to drop. Could be the case, yeah. I mean, I'll be in Florida next week, so if free agent signings start to drop, we'll cover that while we're on vacation. I'm gonna be live while we're on vacation, so I'm gonna have you guys out there in the beach with me, out there in the sun, sipping on a Mai Tai with my sunglasses on, and we'll do some live drafts, man. We'll continue the streak because I've just been having too much fun. I'm having a ball, dude. Been having a ball with you guys this off season. Thank you guys for being here. Quincy Jones, Bucky is cooked, man. He's Liam Cohen dependent. Could be. I think it's more so with injuries with him. I think he's a good player. I do think he's a good player who can be good in any scheme. Or not any scheme, but a lot of schemes in today's NFL. I think he could be really good. It's just mostly, I think, an injury problem with him. I think he's just too brittle. I think he's too brittle. He's too fragile. So that becomes a problem. I only act. Mekhi Lemon looks great in camp, reportedly. Elite separation. Well, Mekhi Lemon's a very good player. And I like him. I would have taken him there. I haven't taken much of him only because I just worry. I've talked about this a couple times. The thing with Mekhi Lemon that worries me in Philly is you look at where he succeeded the most of the time in college, 90% of his success and his production came from the middle of the field. What's the one area of the field Jalen Hurts doesn't operate well in? The middle of the field. So I don't know if the fit's great year one. I think they'll adjust, and Mekhi Lemon will be good long term. But year one might be a struggle for him. Makes sense that he's dominating in OTAs. The dude's really talented, and he's very good. So that doesn't surprise me. I just worry about the long term with him. Quincy Jones, real ones don't run a shield. Yes, baby. Heck yes. Kawasu, Brissett needs Cousins' agent if he wants to be overpaid. Yes, he does. He needs to switch to that. Maybe that agent is like super selective. Maybe he's like, you know what? I'm in the Hall of Fame of agents, guys. I'm in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to be really selective with who I sign on with. Maybe that's his whole thing right now. It wouldn't surprise me. All right. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves Wandale, see if we can set ourselves up for a Cam Ward stack. I might have to take him here. Yeah, if I want Ward, I probably got to take him. I'm considering Rachaad White. Either Rachaad White or Cam Ward. Rachaad White goes, so that makes it easy. We'll just go ahead and grab Cam Ward. I'm telling you guys, KC is falling because people think he dropped a really... It's not just the one drop yesterday, though. It's there's been several. There's been several on-video drops, which take it or leave it, but people get in a wad about that stuff. That's worth noting. It's worth noting, no question about it. Absolutely worth noting. So we'll see how far he falls ultimately. KC goes to the 1103, so not bad. Michael Moulton, on these shields, what is the criteria of each one? I think it's based on amount of money you've won per tournament. Like, what's the most amount of money per tournament you've won? If you've won, like, 50K, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of pocket, but I won 15K in one tournament in 2024, and I only have this black and gray white shield. Like, this red and white shield, I don't know what that means, but Yeah, I'd have to look that up. Lundeval, good to see you in here, man. Seahawks are hungry. I can tell every rep counts. I saw a quote from Mike McDonald. I think it was today, actually. I think he said, like, the phrase we're using is running it forward. So they're not running it back. Like, that's usually the phrase when you win the Super Bowl is like, let's run it back. I think he said something like, we're running it forward because we don't want to look back. We want to move forward with that mentality. So, yeah, I mean, they got a dog as a coach, man. Mike McDonald is the man. Seahawks will be good again. It's just a matter of how good because they have a much harder schedule this year. Coffeeholic, how do you feel about Metcalf this year? He'll be a solid best ball pick at cost. I think that his price is fine, but I prefer Pittman. Like, I prefer Pittman as a fantasy asset. I think he'll be more important, and he'll finish higher once the entire season's said and done, 2026. I think Pittman will be a higher fantasy finisher than DK because he's more consistent. He runs more of a full route tree, and he's not just a big play deep ball threat. DK is inconsistent, and he's more of a, like, he just doesn't run a full route tree as well. So I would rather have Pittman at cost than DK. I've taken more Pittman than DK. I think DK will have, similar to last year, some big pop-off weeks, but he's going to disappoint in a lot of weeks too. So I'll take Pittman as the better fantasy receiver, and especially at cost. I think that cost is well worth it. Dante DeMora, good to see you in here, man. At work, but dropping in to like the video. Thank you, my man. We also just crossed the hour mark. 1 hour on the stream. So if you haven't already, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Help me hit some goals. 100 likes on the video is the goal. And if we hit it today, I'll give away 2 free hats. And trying to hit 30K subs ASAP. So help me out. Dante, always good to see you. First down fantasy. If Lemon went to the Chiefs, how much higher would he go? At least a round or two. At least a round or two. Just the association with Mahomes is so much more attractive to people. Okay, let's see. We're definitely going Woody Marks. That should be no surprise to anybody who's in here. So you just know if he's getting back to me, I'm not passing up on him. Not passing up on him. If we want Rodgers, I think we can wait. We'll try to wait. We'll see if he can make it back to us. Because if he doesn't, we'll just go backup quarterback. Okay, let's see. We're going to go ahead and grab Sadiq. Try to give us some... Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab Sadiq. Try to give us some upside. He's got a Week 13 bye with Brock. Not ideal to have 2 tight ends with a bye in Week 13, but we're going to go ahead and stick with 2 tight ends. If Lemon went to the Chiefs, I would say he'd be going at least a round higher, possibly even 2. I think that just the association of having Mahomes with you is so great. And, I mean, it's worth it, too. Like, he's just a better thrower and a better distributor than Hurts is. So, like, it would make sense why he would go earlier to me, and I'd be willing to take it. But that's just not his reality. Hallie Line, I'll take it at this pick. What did you end up taking? Oh, yeah, KC. Listen, I like KC, but he does have a drop issue, and it's not just isolated to this OTA rookie minicamp season. He dropped a lot in college. That was a problem I had with him. Kawasu, which wide receiver, in your opinion, leads the Browns in reception yards this year? Wide receiver. I'll go with Jerry Jeudy because I think Jeudy will have some big games. And I also think that Judy's probably a better wide receiver than KC is at this point. I think KC has potential, but I think at this point, I think KC, as I just talked about, needs work. I think he needs work. So Al Boogie goes ahead and grabs Rodgers for no reason. Well, he has Rico. He's got Rico. Maybe he'll grab Jeremy Bernard. We'll cut you some slack, Al Boogie. No, but I think that KC has a lot of potential, but I think he needs more work in the route running department and with his hands. Jeudy, say what you will, inconsistent. Kind of reminds me of DK a little bit because he's just so not trustworthy, but he is very talented, and he can run every route in the route tree, and he's also a big play threat. So at this point, I think Judy's better than KC, and I think he's also better than Denzel Boston, who I didn't really like as a prospect. So, and I think Denzel is probably more of a deep threat / red zone target for them. I'll go with Jerry Jeudy as the leading wide receiver. Who Hames? It's number of drafts done. Oh, okay. Number of drafts done. Gotcha. Lundeval, is there one play during your playing days you wish you did something different? That's a good question. What a question. Wow. That is a really interesting question. I'm not really much of a regret guy. I don't really live with regret because I try to do things as to the fullest as I can. As cliche as that sounds, there's no play that's sticking out to me right now. Let me think about these picks I'm going to make really quick, and then I'll revisit that question. That's an interesting question, though. I want to give you an answer. We're just going to go backup quarterback, and then we will we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and grab Sampson as our running back 5. So we've got both the Houston backs, and then we're going to go ahead and grab Tyreek Hill. Want to make sure we get him back. Because we're pushing it if we wait, and I don't want to wait. We want our boy Tyreek with this Kansas City stack right here. So that's what we're doing. We're grabbing Tyreek Hill. All righty. Tyreek Hill. Okay, back to the question. Is there a play that sticks out? There was one play, it was my freshman year, and my freshman year in high school, and I was playing both ways at that point. I was starting on both at wide receiver and at safety that year. And so I was trying to preserve my energy, and I wasn't blocking as hard. And I used to love to lay people out. Like, I used to love to blindside block people. And that was before they banned it. So I was blindside blocking a lot of people when I was just a wide receiver and not a safety too, but I stopped doing that as much. There was one play I remember in my head where I had it just right. I was like, I could have blindsided this guy, could have knocked his helmet off if I wanted to. But I was like really tired because I had just switched over from offense to defense, and I didn't do it. And that's the one play I would like back. That's the one play I would like back. Great question. What a great question. I love that. Bailey good. Okay, Ryan, this one may have some pushback. Isaiah likely will finish either 1 or 2 in targets on the Giants and will finish with the most reception touchdowns for the Giants. Man, 1 or 2 in targets. I mean, that's all dependent on if Malik Neighbors is unhealthy, right? If Neighbors is healthy, I could see him being 2 in targets. But if Neighbors is healthy, no chance he's number 1 in targets. If you said we'll finish the most reception touchdowns, that also is possible. The one thing I'll say about that one is that I think it needs to be said, Theo Johnson, I don't think is going to be irrelevant. I don't think Theo Johnson will be a bench rider this year. I think he'll be on the bench more than likely, but I think he will have a role. So I do feel like Theo will scoop some touchdowns away from likely. So I'd probably bet against leading the receiving touchdowns. But second in targets, I think, is possible. I do think that is possible. And the other crazy Giants take would be if Scadaboo is healthy for the whole year, he'll have 2,000 plus scrimmage yards. I like that one. I've drafted my fair share of Scadaboo, so I would love to see that personally. I can tell you that right now. And I don't think 2,000's a lot. 2,000 would be like, 1,400 rushing yards, 600 receiving yards at least. That's a lot. If he's healthy, I would say 1,800. Yeah, I could see 1,800. But that's like a workhorse role type of situation. And I don't think Tyrone Tracy will be, again, much like Theo Johnson, just a pure bench rider. We just don't really have an incentive to go with Brissett. He is tempting, though. But I'm not going to do it. Chamari DK. Give me Chamari DK. I want a stack. And then, do we go with 6 running backs? You know what? I think I am going to go 6 running backs. I'm going to take Katron Allen if he's available because I want that Washington upside. This has been a great draft, guys. I am very happy we got everybody in here for this one, so what a draft it's been. We're going to run another one for sure, so you guys let me know. What do you want to get into? Another Pomeranian? Or do you want to get into Best Ball Mania? Let me know in the comments if you've got thoughts. Again, if you're new, it's a good time to sign up before we get into the next one. Just go down there in the link in the description. Grab that link that says Play Underdog Sports. Sign up for Underdog using code FFR. When you do that and you hop into the next draft with us, I will give you a free copy of this draft strategy sheet for free. Entirely free to you, not free to me. I have to pay for this info. I'm giving it to you for free, though, as long as you use my code because I want to overwhelm you guys with value, and I want to help you guys on your journey in best ball. And this resource is a great way to help. Best and worst strategies to target and avoid for best ball. But have that trigger finger ready because we're going to hop into another one. ATL Outdoors, Malachi Fields looks sharp, great hands. I like Malachi Fields a lot. Don't got to convince me. I liked him pre-draft. Before he went to the Giants, I like him after. So I could definitely see Malachi Fields having a good year. I think Malachi Fields has a ceiling. I don't think he's going to be a number 1 in the league. But he could be a really good big slot. He could be a really dominant target in the slot. Good route running, good hands. I think he's a good player. So I like him. Al Boogie, my bad. Star Method got me. I was multi-drafting. No worries, man. Don't apologize. Whenever I'm drafting with you guys and I give someone shit for sniping me, don't apologize. We're just having a good time. It's all fantasy football. There's nothing personal. I do not work in a business that is personal. It's not that deep. We're just here to have fun with you guys, man. Lundeval, in 8th grade, we play another undefeated team. I played D-end, and they ran the option to my side on our 2-yard line. I laid out the quarterback like I should, but he pitched the ball to the running back, and the outside linebacker missed the running back. I wish I would have faked going after the quarterback and tipped the pitch for a fumble return. We lost 7-0, and it's the only game we lost that year. Oh, man, that's brutal. That's brutal. That's like that one probably lives rent-free in your head too, yeah. That one's more involved than mine, though. Like, you had to do multiple steps. You got to, you're playing chess, right? Like, you got to do the fake like you're going to hit the quarterback. Then you're going to get this fumble recovery, and then you're going to pitch it out to your boy. That's in depth. Understand why you couldn't, but I feel ya. All right, let's see what backup quarterback we want to get today. In the case that Burrow gets hurt, I want to have Joe Flacco and Jamar stacked. So give me Flacco. I like it. All right, here we go. Draft number 2 of the day. Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, Rashee Rice, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Alec Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, Mahomes, Michael Pittman Jr., Wan'Dale Robinson, Cam Ward, Woody Marks, Kenyon Sadiq, Dylan Sampson, Tyreek Hill, Chamari DK, Katron Allen, and Joe Flacco. Let me know what you think of the team in the chat. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Help me hit some goals. And let's go ahead and hop into... Looks like there was one vote for the Palm, so let's go into the Palm. $3 entry, $50K to first place. I love the Pomeranian. What an awesome entry to first place ratio. That is definitely awesome. So let's go ahead, hop into another Pomeranian. And looks like we need 6 people. 6 people we need. So fill the lobby up. Again, if you're new, go down in the description of the video, grab the link, use code FVAR to sign up. When you do, hop into the Pomeranian, and I will send you, good God, stop pulling up the email. I will send you a free copy of this Draft Strategies Google Sheet that I have been working on for years. Not free to me, but I will make it free to you if you use my code. Katz is back in here. Severe Jury back in here. Mike back in here. Rick. Mayed have. I recognize that name. So we got a couple people in here. We got a couple. I'm at the 108 this time, so no Jamar this time for me. Al Boogie, 7th hole in shambles. Who Hames got to head out. Hey, man, it was good to see you. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate you. Bailey Good, the reasoning behind the likely take is if Neighbors isn't healthy to start the year, he will start slow. I agree with that. I love Fields as a prospect, but I think he will find his role as a deep threat for now. I actually think he'll be more than that. I think he'll be a really big slot guy that'll be really hard for nickel corners to cover. I think he'll be I think he could be more of a possession receiver a little bit. Like, he could actually be a good PPR play. So I actually like Malachi Fields. But again, I actually could see like a world where Likely leads in targets. Likely is a great receiving tight end. He's fantastic. Take it from someone who watched him for years as a Steelers fan. And every time he played the Ravens, I worried about Likely. But I love the take. Striker, good to see you in here. Malachi Fields is an unfathomably terrible prospect who will have sub 1,000 receiving yards in his career. Whoa. We got a Malachi Fields hater here. I don't know, man. I disagree. I actually really like Malachi Fields. Let's just go ahead and take CD. I don't want to take McCaffrey today. I just don't want to do it. Oh, no. I like Malachi Fields. We just agree to disagree on that one. Bailey Good plus Mooney and Slayton haven't been inspiring in past years, even when given great chances. That is absolutely true. That's why I can see it. If Malachi Fields doesn't do anything, then Likely will be very involved. So, yeah, Likely, I mean, that's one of the reasons Likely is my most drafted tight end. I love Isaiah Likely. I only act down for another palm. We're in, baby. Striker, discovered your stream last night. Big fan. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you joining. Hope to see you more often around here. All right, CeeDee Lamb. Let's just go ahead and target this one right here. Although, if there's a running back that becomes a value, then I could definitely see myself doing it. Let's see what happens. Hampton goes. Let's see what Mike does here. There's no real big values. So let's go ahead and target London. Yeah, let's just grab ourselves Drake London and stick with this strategy right here. Running back 1, running back 2, rounds 3 and 4. La Eliza, Malachi Fields is going to put up early 2025 Egbuka numbers. Ooh. We got a Malachi Fields defender in here, and I'm one of them. So, I like it. I would love to see Malachi Fields put up some Egbuka type numbers. Probably won't do that, but I would love to see it. Count me in on that. Jeremiah Love goes to the 209. George Pickens goes to the 210. Bowers goes to the 208. Michael Moulton, phone drafting sucks. I agree. I personally like desktop drafting more. Like, usually when I run an underdog draft, it's always on desktop. Even if I'm not live, I usually grab my laptop and I do it like this. Because it's also easier for me to see my draft strategy sheet, just switching back and forth between the two tabs. Too many delays here on the links. Oh, you're on the links again? Yeah. Yeah, baby. I hope you're having a good round of golf today, man. Striker, I will do 0 drafts on my phone. You get it then. Yeah, I personally like desktop drafting better. Someone asked me, like, what's the mobile experience like? I think the mobile experience is good. I do. I think the mobile experience is good, but I prefer desktop for sure if you have the accessibility to do it, because it's just easier to see everything. If you're switching between multiple tabs and you're using a reference sheet like the one I provide, for those of you who use my underdog code, it's easier to shift between tabs. So I don't think that mobile experience is bad, but I definitely prefer the desktop experience. If Josh Allen is there, I might. Jacobs went at the 306. I'm going to go with Josh Allen. First time taking him in a while. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear a word about it. But yes, we will do that. We could try to utilize this one right here. Solid advancement rates. Bailey Good. Ryan just missed this draft, got into a different Palm draft, took my first share of CMC in 107 drafts, and he fell to the 110 and somehow got Allen at the 4-2. Let's go, dude. That could be lethal if McCaffrey stays healthy and Josh Allen stays healthy. That could be a lethal team right there. I like it, man. I like it. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm not really setting up for a stack or anything. I got to go running back here anyways, so we're going to go ahead and grab Travion again. I wanted Cam, but Mike is a dirty dog, and he snatched him from my arms. Striker, general drafting philosophy question. Do you care more about advance rate or maximizing for week 17 upside? I definitely care a lot. What the heck just happened? I definitely care a lot about the prospect of maximizing for week 17. Like, that is first and foremost what I want to do because that's what matters the most is week 17. But the problem with that is I don't think it's that advantageous to get so concerned about schedule at this time of year. Like, I've talked about this a couple times. You know, there's a couple teams that it makes sense, right? Like the Jets, the Cardinals, those kind of teams. If you have that opponent week 17, then yes, that's a great opportunity. But like if you're thinking, oh, the Chiefs may be weak in the run, or the Giants might be weak in the run or the pass, or the Texans, you know, might have it, or not the Texans, they're a terrible example actually, or the Cowboys might be weak in the run. You just don't know, and like I don't want to project out that early. So from a drafting perspective, because this is when we're doing the drafts, when schedule to me doesn't matter as much, the draft perspective I would definitely say is more so like, let's just get the most upside. It's not even about advance rate necessarily. It's more so just like, I want to draft up the players I feel like have the most upside in any given week. So guys like London, I know can pop off for 35 points. Guys like Josh Allen, same thing. Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb, they're going to sustain good production for me too. Travion Henderson, 30-plus point upside. So it's more so just about me trying to find the best values based on upside. DJ Moore, give me that Josh Allen stack. Yep. All right, we fulfilled that draft strategy, so that's awesome. Yeah, I would say I'm probably closer to the advance rate like philosophy, but I wouldn't even pigeonhole it there. Like, I think more so for me, my philosophy ultimately just comes down to what is the opportunity cost compared with their upside from any week. From a best ball perspective, I want those spike weeks. So, in a nutshell, that's the best way I can describe that. Good question. That's a good question. All right, let's see. Burrow goes at the 601. So Blue Jay took out any stack upside with T and Jamar. I mean, I have Allen, so I'm not going to grab these running backs or the quarterbacks. I'm going to grab Chuba. I have no interest in Tootin. No interest in Bashul Tootin. Bailey Good, another hot take for you to discuss. I have Carson Beck starting at least 6 games this year, and Cade Klubnik starting at least 3. However, Klubnik could start way more if they fire Aaron early in the season. I actually think that's a really good take to have with Klubnik in particular because Aaron Glenn will get fired. Like, I would be shocked if he makes it through the season. And depending on how early it comes, Klubnik definitely could finish out the season. He definitely could. So he honestly, like, from the backup quarterback draft strategy perspective, I should actually take at least one Cade Klubnik because I don't think Geno's that good anyways. And then you fire the coach. Well, that's when it really opens up for Cade Klubnik. So I actually really like that Cade Klubnik take. I like that a lot. Now, Carson Beck starting 6 games. Yeah, I could see it. I feel like my number would probably be like closer to 4. Like that last month of the season, I could see him starting like 4 games. 6 is probably a lot, but it could happen. So, yeah, I think that's a good one. I only act Demetrius Flanagan Fowles to the Bills. Isn't that DJ Moore's name? Why do I feel like I just saw that? I was looking him up, and I feel like I saw his like full name, and I was like, whoa. Striker, appreciate the detailed answer. I agree with you. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I hope to continue seeing you here more often because definitely like having you in the chat. Don't think that's a hot take at all, Bailey. Yeah, I don't feel like that is actually hot either. I think they're more so just good. I mean, I think they're good takes, but I wouldn't necessarily call them like hot takes necessarily. Let's go Jaylen Warren. Let's increasing a little bit of Jaylen Warren shares. Give me some checkdowns from Rodgers. I think a hot take would be like, if I was to say to you, a hot take would be like Jalen Coker leads the Panthers in receiving yards. Like, that's more of a hot take. Or if I was to say Antonio Williams leads the Washington Commanders in touchdowns this year, that's a hot take. Joshua Carrera, good to see you as always, man. Dude, do you think Josh Jacobs will get suspended some games? We've talked about this a couple times. I think what happens is with the NFL, the history is that they usually follow the legal proceedings. So if there's no legal finish to this thing before the season starts, what I expect is that they'll put him on the commissioner's exempt list. However, if he does not, if they do wrap up the legal proceedings, they will drop a suspension on him. I'd be shocked if they did not. The difference between this one and Rashee Rice, both of these guys were putting other people's lives in danger, right? But the difference here is that domestic violence against women is something the NFL is terrified of ever since the Rashee Rice thing. So they've been a lot stiffer on those punishments. Let's go with QJ. Why not? We've drafted a lot of QJ, actually. Should have just gone with Tucker Kraft, actually. Yeah, Tucker Kraft's a good value. Yeah, I kind of regret doing that, actually, a little bit. Speaking of regret, I don't like to regret things, but that one I kind of do. Whatever, we'll move on. But yes, I think the difference is that the NFL, not only are they terrified of those domestic violence against women situations, they also sweep it under the rug. Like, if you haven't noticed, like, a lot of media is not really wanting to talk about this one too much. Like, they're a little scared of this topic right here. So I think they'll do what they need to do, and I think the commissioner's exempt list is where he'll find himself if the legal proceedings aren't wrapped up before the season. And if they are wrapped up, then he definitely faces a suspension. Whether it's 1 game, whether it's 6 games, I don't know. More details need to drop. Like, if there's more details that drop and they get ugly, or there's footage that drops, or a picture that drops, you can expect people to get louder about this one. And that's when the NFL is going to be like, all right, we got to do something. So we'll see. Bailey Good, I would love your take on this as a Steelers fan. I was finalizing my personal rankings last night and decided to put Dowdle 1 spot over Warren. I think he will have receiving role and 2-minute drill. So I have Rico in my rankings higher than Jaylen Warren. And the reason is because I think Rico is going to be more of a goal line back. I think he'll get the goal line touches and he'll have more rushing touchdowns as a result than Warren. However, they're not that far apart because I also think that Warren will be more of a receiving back. I think he is a better receiving back at this point in his career than Rico, and he's also a Steelers fan favorite. Rodgers likes him, and I do think he'll be more of that receiving back. So I think they'll both have their equal-ish amount of upside. I'll take the touchdowns, though, and I've got Rico not 1 spot, but he's a couple spots higher than Warren. They're very, very close. Good question. Okay, Kenny G goes, that actually is kind of above, way above draft capital for Kenny G. Oh, We're going to go ahead and take Kyle Pitts. Take a shot on Kyle Pitts. Joshua Carrero, Tucker Kraft, and Christian Watson to the moon now definitely could increase the upside of their passing game. They definitely might be throwing the ball more, 100%. I mean, you'd have to include guys like Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed in there too, Jordan Love. Like, I think they will throw the ball more. All right. Let's go ahead and grab Bill. First down fantasy. I think Beck may start more than that. The Cardinals are going to be the biggest trash in the NFL, so I can see them starting him after 7-8 games. Possible. I mean, it's definitely possible. I think I just more so lean on the side of Brissett probably makes them more competitive, and obviously this Brissett thing has its own, a life of its own, so this may all be asinine, and it may all be for naught because they just start out the year with Carson Beck, but I would bet that Brissett plays at least half the year. That's what I think. So, yeah, I mean, he could play. Carson Beck could play the other half. It's possible. Bryce Long, good to see you. Superflex tight end premium with no context. Who you taking in Dynasty? Daniel Jones, Travis Hunter, RJ Harvey, Omar Cooper, Jonah Coleman, Kyle Monangai, Gadsden. With no context in a Superflex tight end premium. If it was just one guy, I'd take Monangai easily. Monangai is easily at the top of that list for me. No context whatsoever. Give me Kyle Monangai. And in second, I would personally go with... Whoops. I'd probably second place go with Omar Cooper. Joshua Carrero still waiting for Tampa Bay Bucks to take a chance signing Debo. I think that the Bucks, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I think the Dolphins are taking Debo. That's my prediction. The Bucks get Debo. Tyreek goes to the Chiefs. And I want Seahawks to sign Tyreek Hill to help out JSN. I did kind of mention the Seahawks as a potential sleeper to get a veteran receiver. It's possible. It's possible. I think they are a sleeper team to watch. If Jaden or KC are there, I'll take either one. And then I'll take whatever quarterback is available to me after that, because I do need a QB too. I also need a tight end too. So actually, Kincaid makes sense to pair him up with Pitts. Would make sense. Yeah, KC was a good value. All right, give me Kincaid. Libra, dude. I think he's a pretty good drafter. I think I've seen him before. I think he's pretty good. He's taking some values for sure. All right. Lundeval, in a touchdown-heavy scoring league, who would you take as the fifth position? CC? Who's CC? Why? Could you specify who CC is? CMC? Or CC? I don't know CC. It's going to bother me. CC. Yeah, I don't know. If you could tell me who CC is, that'd be good. Derrick Henry, Omari, and Hampton. I don't trust JT. I drafted him number 1. That year he got injured. Try not to let your emotions cloud judgment in fantasy drafts. I get your perspective, but Cam Ward is easily the pick for me. Yeah, I get your perspective. I think more so just because he got injured several years ago doesn't mean he'll get injured now. JT's not a guy I'm super in on this year, so I get it, but I don't know who CC is, so it's hard for me to say. If it's between Derrick Henry and Hampton, I'll definitely go Hampton. Touchdown heavy league does make me want to take Henry because he's such a touchdown freak. But I think Hampton could be a massive breakout this year. I'm going to stick with Hampton. And without knowing who CC is, I'll just say Hampton. ATL Outdoors, the NFL seems more lax to me now. JPJ stalking Ricky Jackson and not getting serious charges blew my mind. JPJ stalking Ricky Jackson? I don't even remember that. JPJ? Yeah, I don't really remember what you're talking about. I can understand your perspective though. I mean, they're selective. They're selective on what they get outraged about, right? They're selective for sure. And also the media is selective too. The media is very selective. You'd think the media would want to cover this, but apparently not. So makes you wonder what the media's priorities are and who's behind them. Bailey Good. Okay, well, I will make this one a little spicier. Bryce Young will throw 4,000 yards this year and have less than 10 interceptions. And Tet becomes a superstar off the back of it, and Brazil will be the 2. Ooh, I don't like that one. I like my Tet. I like my Jalen Coker. No, I like that. That one's definitely hot. Bryce Young throwing for 4,000, that's a lot. That's a lot. For sure. Yeah. Man, that would be freaking wild. 4,000-yard Bryce Young season. Then at that point, it's like they're probably going to sign him back. At that point, it becomes a massive conversation of if they sign him back. So that'd be interesting. Grant, LA, what's going on? Good to see you. When Rico falls to the block for Rodgers, he's not going to see the field. Fails to block. That's kind of also why I think Warren will be more of the pass catcher, because Warren is a very good blocking running back. Like, Warren will step into block. I've seen this as a Steelers fan for years. Warren, they always preferred him on passing downs to Najee. And Najee was he was a good receiving back at the time. But Najee wasn't as good at blocking. So they really liked having Jaylen Warren. That's also another reason I think Warren will be primarily a pass-catching back. I don't know if we're going to do 2 quarterbacks or 2 tight ends, so I'm just going to take Naylor. I've taken a lot of Naylor, man. I've taken a lot. I saw my exposure rate to him recently. It's concerning. It's actually a little high. What am I doing? We're going to stick with 2 quarterbacks. We're going to go 2 tight ends. Or 3 tight ends. All right. Let's see. We used to take a lot of Algier. I'm not as big on that right now. You know, I haven't drafted much of Denzel Boston. I don't really like him that much, but I can justify it. Yeah, I'll take Boston. I'll justify it. Give me some red zone upside, like I think you possibly could. All right. Joshua Carrero and Chargers should take a chance signing Stephon Diggs. Again, I think if they want a veteran, they'll bring back Keenan. My prediction is Diggs to Washington. I've fallen on that one. Debo to Miami. Tyreek to Kansas City. And if Keenan wants to come back, he'll be a Charger. Lundeval, if Torrey Horton is healthy at wide receiver, we're good at receiver. I like Torrey Horton. I actually think he could be a breakout candidate. Mike Romano fit. Good to see you. How come you only do 2 quarterback leagues? Well, best ball is what we're doing right now, and you can draft as many quarterbacks you want. I could draft 4 if I wanted to. I do 3 quarterback teams. I do 2 quarterback teams. I mean, I mix it up. I don't only do one or the other. So, yeah. I mean, it just kind of depends. Joshua Carrero, and what if the Dolphins only get 4 wins this season? Definitely possible. The Dolphins are going to be terrible. They're going to be really bad. I think, sorry Dolphins fans, I think you guys are going to be bad. Like, they just don't have enough support there for a guy who, like, if you signed, for example, like Bo Nix, or not even Bo, like Brock, or like a Jordan Love, if he hit the market, I think that those guys have a better chance at making wine out of water, turning water into wine. I think they have a better chance of doing that than Malik Willis does. Malik Willis has started 6 games over the last 2 years? I think it's such a crazy thing to put a quarterback with such little experience as a starter in position to be your franchise guy with so little help around him. I think that's crazy. So, yeah, I think they're going to be bad. All right. Malik Willis goes with Debo as well. All right, let's see what we want to do. Charbonnet is falling, I will say. Give me some late season upside with Charbonnet. I like that. If Gunnar Helm's there, I'll take him. If Cade Otton's there, I'll take him. If the Muth is there, I'll take him. We'll hop into another one after this one. Let me know what you guys want to do. Another Pomeranian or Best Ball Mania. Let me know. Bailey Good, Jack Betch will be the number one in Las Vegas. Wide receiver because obviously Bowers exists. Trey Tucker will take a step forward and be a true number two. And these two players will replace Omar Cooper and Surratt for Mendoza at Indiana. Which two players? But Jack Betch being the number one in Vegas, I've actually taken a couple shots on that one myself. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea. Definitely don't hate the idea. I can tell you that much. Helm and the Muth are off the board. So let's see if K-Dot makes it back. Let's see if Mike has an eye for Auden. We'll take Auden. That's fine. Jacoby Brissett goes off the board. John Terra, what's going on? Good to see you. With the capital they gave up for Shaheed, they might stand pat. It's possible. That's definitely possible. Yeah, I'd say like they're just a sleeper team, if anything. Like I'm not actively predicting that they're going to go out there and get a vet, but I think they're a sleeper. A sleeper. Lundeval, CMC. Oh yeah, I'd go with Hampton. Yeah, I'd go with Hampton. He's ranked above both those guys as is, and even in a touchdown heavy league, I think Hampton's a real breakout. I'll go Hampton. Joshua Carrero, I noticed that people are picking their defense and kicker in the 11th and 12th mock drafts. They do that every year, man. I come on here every year and I say, don't do that. And people still do it. So, yeah, that's just the nature of redraft. People will do that. I think it's ridiculous, but I try to speak up on it every year. Grant LA, she's a WNBA player. Who are we talking about? Oh, James Pierce Jr. Oh, yeah. That's right. Again, legal proceeding hasn't wrapped up yet. So it's important for people to know this. Like, the NFL waits, and they want to see what the legal outcome is before they jump the gun on a suspension or whatever. Like, any discipline from the NFL follows the legal proceedings. So that's just historically what the NFL has done. So that whole thing, from my understanding, is not finished yet. Like, apparently he's doing some sort of counseling thing or whatever, and then the charges are going to be dropped. That hasn't finished yet, though. So we still may see him get suspended. Because that one's on video. But again, much like they do with a lot of this stuff, they sweep it under the rug as best they can. They don't like to talk about that stuff. Okay. I think we're going to stick with 5 running backs, and we'll just round out with the receivers. We'll go Skylar Bell. And then we'll go Chimeri DK. Joshua Carrero, instead of drafting defense and kicker in the 15th, 16th, yeah, like I said, people do it every year. I see kickers and defenses go as high as 8th round sometimes. It's crazy. ATL Outdoors, James Pierce Jr.'s issues were with Ricky Jackson, WNBA player. Yep. Yeah, like I said, they very well may do something to him, but they're going to follow the legal. That's what they did. Think about Rashee Rice. Like, how long did that car crash hang over his head? Over a year, and they didn't do anything that following off season, or that following season. They suspended him this past season. So they wait. They wait on legal stuff. Joshua Carrero, I'm thinking that Caleb Williams could have new career highs this season. Certainly possible. He seems to be trending in that direction. I'll buy stock on that offense, man. I mean, Ben Johnson at the helm, calling the plays, helping Caleb grow. That means so much. So much to my confidence level. All right, we're going to make this pick and hop into another one. Chamari DK stacking with Cam Ward. No votes, so we'll probably just go ahead and hop into another Pomeranian, if you guys don't mind. But first and foremost, we got CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Josh Allen, Travion Henderson, DJ Moore, Chuba Hubbard, Jalen Warren, Quentin Johnston, Kyle Pitts, Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt, Dalton Kincaid, Cam Ward, Jalen Naylor, Denzel Boston, Zach Charbonnet, K. Otten, Skylar Bell, and Chamari DK. Let me know what you think of this team, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're about to cross the 2-hour mark, so help me hit some goals. 100 likes on the stream and 30K subs ASAP. And we'll wait for this draft to finish up. That's about finished. Let's go ahead and hop into another Pomeranian. Get this next one going here. So $3 entry. It's a great one. $50K to first place. I think that's awesome that they're doing that for a $3 entry. The prize pool for a $3 entry usually not that big. So pretty sweet. Let's get into the Pomeranian right here. If you're new to Best Ball and you want to hop in, you feel you can draft responsibly, go down there in the link. Grab that link that's in the description of the video. Sign up for Underdog using code FFR. And when you do, just hop into the Pomeranian. And when you do that, I will give you a free copy of this draft strategy sheet that I've been working on for 2 years. This information I have to pay for, but I'll give it to you for free as long as you use my code to sign up because I want to give you as much value as possible anytime I give you guys a deal. And also, I just want to help you guys who are new to Best Ball with a tool, a resource. Not really a tool. It's a resource that'll help you guys out. So we're full now. Let's see how many we got in here. Severe Jury back at it. Tanner C. also in here. Digger's back in here. Jabberjaws. I recognize that name. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go. Jalen Warren and Swift both underrated. Swift, I definitely think is. Warren, I'm fine with him at his price. I think Warren's a fine price. But you're talking redraft still, so I don't know what his redraft price is, but I definitely think Swift's price in Underdog is underrated, so I would imagine his redraft price is still underrated too. Bailey Good. I'm a Panthers fan. I'm iffy on Bryce, and I love Coker. But truly, Bryce has the potential and can hit deep balls. I'm hoping the Panthers have true 3-level receiving core this year. I think they will. I think Brazell is a good number 3. I think Coker's great, and I think Tetero McMillan proved me wrong. Was not the biggest Tetero McMillan guy, so he proved me wrong. I was definitely happy to be proven wrong. Like, he's a really good player. I'll go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm happy to be proven wrong on him. I don't personally think Bryce has that much potential, so I'll disagree with you there, but yeah. Joshua Carrero better than Pollard and Spears? Well, definitely, yeah. I want to see Baker Mayfield play good like he did 2 years ago. So do I. I would love to see that. Thing with Baker, man, is he had 2 years where he was blessed with great offensive coordination. Had Dave Canales for 1 year, then he got signed to be the head coach in Carolina. Then they rebounded perfectly with Liam Cohen. Then he gets scooped up after 1 year, goes to Jacksonville. So this past year, they finally, came back down to earth with a bad offensive coordinator hire, and Baker wasn't the same. So it makes me wonder, what are we going to see from Baker this year with a new offensive coordinator, 4th year straight? It makes me wonder. Bailey Good, just noticed that Talon is now the highest drafted Browns quarterback according to Underdog. Does everyone know something we don't? Is that true? Let me vet that here in a minute. I think I'm going to go with either Kenneth or Henry here. We'll get a running back. We'll go Henry. Increase some Henry shares. Okay, let's check on that. Cleveland quarterbacks. No, it's still Deshaun. Deshaun, Shador, then Talon Green. I was going to say that something must have really changed overnight. Quincy Jones, Charbonnet not playing this year. It's possible, but I haven't that's probably the first time I've drafted Charbonnet, so wanted to see if he could return late season, give me some late season upside. Joshua Carrero, in my opinion, people who draft Ashton Genty better get Mike Washington. Again, you're still talking about redraft probably, so I would agree. Redraft, it's definitely way more sensible to grab a handcuff. In best ball, I don't feel that way, though. I'd rather take upside, which I think Mike Washington has a fair amount of upside, but I'm starting to get more on board with the idea that Genty is going to be a workhorse. So in redraft, yes, I agree. Grab Mike Washington. I'm going to let Josh Jacobs go again. See where he ends up. What do we want to do here? We're going to utilize this strategy. Wide receiver 2. Let's go ahead and grab Rashee Rice. Let's see what happens. Bailey Good. I say those comparisons for Mendoza because that's what Omar and Elijah were for him. Oh, I see. Gotcha. One was an elite route technician and the other was a deep ball specialist in college football terms. Gotcha. Yep, I see. I hear you on that for sure. Makes a lot of sense. Lundeval, I like loyal fans. I remember at the bar in the early 90s when I was in my early 20s, this guy had a Bulls hat and a Cowboys t-shirt. I called him an a-hole. That's a good one. What do they call them? Walmart fans? Yeah, they're Walmart fans. That's what they are. Yeah, be loyal to one team, right? That's a good one. Grant, LA, kicker best ball. You can only draft kickers 3-round draft. I would love that. I would freaking dominate in that. Are you kidding me? I would dominate in the kicker best ball league. Dominate. You guys love my kicker rankings. If Igbuka's there, easy decision for me. If he's not there, that's when it becomes challenging because I don't know. I don't like Mike right now as much. Damn. I'll go JMO. We'll make sure we get Jared Goff. We are going with a quarterback here, though, I will say, so maybe we'll just go with another running back. Screw it. Because I want to target Mahomes and Goff. Yeah, we might just do that. Joshua Carrero. The goal is to have two good defenses, Broncos defense and Seahawks. I just don't think it's worth drafting any higher than 15 and 16. That's why I do defense and kicker rankings throughout the year, because it's so week to week. Or Texans. Yeah, Texans are definitely up there. By the way, if you haven't seen the defense rankings, I put them out yesterday. First initial top 12 defense rankings for the season, so go check it out after the stream. Quincy Jones, Mike Washington is dust. Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired at Mike Washington. Lundeval in 1992. I love the history we're getting. In 1992, the Seahawks were so bad, I wasn't rooting for wins and touchdowns. I was rooting for first downs. They set the record for the lowest points scored in a season that year. The trials and tribulations. That's why, like, the Steelers were in purgatory, dude. All right, I'll take Bucky in the 5th. I'm fine with that. The Steelers, man, we're in purgatory. But I'm going to stick with them because I'm loyal. That's why we eat sauerkraut in Pittsburgh, because we're loyal. We don't do it because we like sauerkraut. We do it because we're loyal. Bailey Good. Ooh, I can steal Woody from you on the wraparound. Don't you dare. I'm telling you right now, Bailey. I'm telling you right now. Don't you dare. I'm going to be so mad. Lundeval, drinking beer today. Thanks for listening. I'm from Oregon but live in Bogota, Colombia. Ooh, interesting. Keep telling us more about history. Would love to hear. Would love to hear some stuff. Joshua Carrero, it's tip-top good stuff. Also, drink some more beer, dude. I saw a really funny meme yesterday. It's not suitable for this channel, so I'm not going to go into the details of it, but essentially, the meme is that, like, it said, it was someone who went on, like, a big, like, profanity-filled rant, and the caption was, like, when your uncle is, and let me tell you something else, many beers deep. That's so good. I don't know why it just made me think of that, because you're not even being outrageous. I love the stories. All right, let's lock back in. Lock in. Okay, well, Burrow is still here in the 6th. I'm not doing it, though. I don't have any incentive to. I really want my Goff and Mahomes stacks, so. Tyler Warren, Jabberjaws, I see ya. Brian Thomas, I was going to pick him. Wow. All right, we'll just go Chuba. We'll go with Chuba. Bailey Good, I know you liked my take that we have a few teams with multiple 1,000-yard receivers a few live streams ago, but I will edit that take. There is one team with over 1,200 yards. Ooh. That could be an interesting one. Good job, Tanner. Don't let Jamar get the Burrow stack. Good job. You did something for the people. You did it for your country. Yeah, dude, I would love to see 1,200-yard receivers on one team. That would be awesome. Lundeval, I eat sauerkraut because my forearms were German with a bratwurst. Sauerkraut is so gross, dude. That's like a huge thing in Pittsburgh. My grandparents used to make sauerkraut a lot, and I hated it every time I visited. Every time we were there, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to eat the sauerkraut. And they're like, why don't you like sauerkraut? Come on. Come on. Hallie Lyon stepped out for a minute. Is this the Palm or a different one? We're still in the Pomeranian, man. We're still in the Pomeranian. You brought the freaking Pomeranian bowling? Name that movie. Name the movie. You brought the freaking Pomeranian bowling, man? Well, I feel like this is early for Mahomes, but yeah, I'm gonna take Tucker Kraft. It feels early for Mahomes. Hopefully I get him back. If I don't, we'll adjust, but we'll definitely get Goff. You clarified for a minute. You stepped out for a minute. That'd be pretty cool if you could step out of a minute. That'd be pretty cool. I like that idea. Looks like we're about to cross the 2-hour mark on the stream. So, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, show your support. To me, help me hit some goals. 100 likes on the stream and 30K subs ASAP. Help me out with some goals here. Okay. Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones says, shout out to the guy who didn't let Chase get Burrow, because then Chase team sniped me on Jaden. I love underdogs. So do I, but it hurts. Sometimes things just hurt. But hey, you got Dak for the pick and stack, so you can't be too upset, right? No, you can still be upset. Because I get upset when I get sniped. All right, let's Mahomes. Ugh. Bro, why? Freaking pissed. I wanted Mahomes. Well, shit, man. I mean, you know what? I'm going to go Jaden Reed if he's available. And if he's not, I'm going RJ Harvey. These guys give me some values here, whatever. Yeah, give me Jaden Reed. Try to make a Green Bay stack. So hopefully I get Goff here, but we'll see. We got enough people in here where sniping is acceptable, so wouldn't be surprised if I don't get Goff back. Just how it goes, man. How it goes. Harold Fan of the 809 is good value. I like that. Bailey Good, fantasy experts are projecting Tootin to be a sleeper. How is that possible? He is drafted round 5 to 6 and 3+ rounds ahead of his projected lead. Back C-Rod, I am almost completely out on Tootin. Well, you're preaching to the choir, man. I have no interest in Bashul Tootin myself. And yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of as sleepers? Do you think of sleepers as like round 10 on? Are those guys sleepers? Because, yeah, it's kind of a more subjective term, I guess. But, I mean, either way, Bashul Tootin would not be considered a sleeper for me. I do not like Bashul Tootin. I think his value is awful in underdog. Yeah, if I don't get Goff here, I'll just go ahead and take Love. So it's kind of a win-win for me. Jeez. Give me Goff. I'll take that all day. W Plasma, good to see you in here. How long have you been doing fantasy YouTube? Well, I started the channel 6 years ago in 2020. And originally I had one other guy with me, and we used to do like Zoom streams where we would just talk fantasy for like 2 hours. The channel's gone through quite the transformation over the time. It's just me now, which I personally love. And we really started growing in 2023. We went from like 2,500 to like 9,500 subscribers in a season. So I've been around since 2020, but we really started growing a couple years ago, to answer your question. But I've been enjoying doing it, and really appreciate you guys. Without you guys, this means nothing. So thank you guys. And W Plasma, hope to keep seeing you around here. Grant LA, I bought the Rams backfield. Not sure how I feel about that. You did. You did do that. I think I like it. I mean, why not, right? You have Stafford now too. Like, I think that's a good backfield to have. I mean, Rams are one of the best offenses in the league as long as Stafford's healthy. So I like it. Yeah, I don't know why you'd have an issue with that, to be honest. I like it. Sounds good to me. All right, let's see. I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab Tyler Shuck. I'm going to ruin someone's day. No, I like the value too. I've been seeing a lot of 8-round Tyler Shuck, so I'll happily take him at the 207. I'm sure I just sniped someone. Yep. Janky Jack got sniped on Burrow and Olave. Ooh. Janky Jack's not doing too hot right now. He's not doing too hot. Quincy Jones, sleeper to me is like last 5 rounds, something like that. Okay. So sleeper to you is like last 5 rounds. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, we can talk about some sleepers. We'll talk about some sleepers when we get to the round 13 area. But yeah, if that's how you constitute things, then Bashal Tootin is far from a sleeper. Bailey Good, if you had to guess which team I have projected with 2 receivers with 1,200 plus yards, who would it be? Hint, it's not the Bengals. Cowboys would be one of the guesses I have. Lions would be one of the guesses I have. Bears, sleeper. Jags, sleeper. I'm going to go with either the Lions or the Cowboys, though. That's my guess. All right. Give me Kittle. I'll take the falling value of Kittle. We'll stick with 2 tight ends. 2 injured guys. 2 injured guys coming off season-ending injuries. But we're going to go 3 quarterbacks here. Fantasy football enjoyer, good to see you in here. But Corum over Dowdle, no shot. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. I probably would have taken Dowdle myself. I definitely would have, actually. So, you may have not gotten Corum back, though, so. Could be unique. W Plasma, I used to give gambling picks, but I decided to take a different route. And one of the things I wanted to do was promote fantasy football. If I had my own Discord with tons of subs and I miss it, so I reminisce. Why'd you stop? Just out of curiosity. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to, but just kind of curious because I'm a big proponent for just doing something that you love as a passion project. Like for years, I did this as just a passion project. Like I've always been a football junkie, so I just started putting my takes on YouTube just for fun, and then didn't really consider like I would have never thought this could be my job one day. So for years and years, it was just fun. And then all of a sudden, I started making money, and I was like, "Whoa! Like this could be a job. This could be a dream job." So, yeah, I'm just kind of curious if you don't mind me asking, what made you want to stop? But yeah, that's the reason I started, was just because of just pure love for the game. We're not going to go quarterback here. We're going to go ahead and grab Jonah Coleman. We'll mix it up, not go with Woody Marks for like the 10th time today. But yeah, the reason I started really was because I was just a junkie. And I was like, YouTube, you can just post it. And all of a sudden I started getting traction, and I was like, whoa, okay. Then I started taking it a little bit more seriously. So, but at the end of the day, man, it's still fun. Like, it's still a blast. Like, this is the first off season that I've been live every day, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, to be honest. Like, it's so fun just to, like, hang out and talk with you guys. That's one thing I'll add real quick, though, is during the season, one of the things that I get accused of, which I don't appreciate because it's not the case, is I get a lot of super chats during the season, and it makes sense. Like, if I get a super chat, I will prioritize that question first and foremost. Because someone's paying me to answer a question, I will prioritize your question. So during the season, I get a lot of super chats. And a lot of people will say, like, some people will come in and say, oh, he's only answering super chats. This guy sucks. And it's like, well, I'm going to answer as many free questions as I can. But the bottom line is, like, someone's got to make a decision right now, and they're paying me for my opinion. I will give it to them right away. So that's one thing I just want people to be aware of who have discovered me this offseason is, like, during the regular season and as we get close to the season, it gets a lot more urgent, and a lot of people start sending more super chats. And so it's not that it's not that I don't want to answer free questions, but when someone pays you, you got to answer their question first. You got to prioritize them. That's the way I roll. So just a heads up for people. I love talking to you guys. Like, you could super chat me if you want to right now or not, and I'll answer questions as they come. And I've done it all off season, but I just want people to be aware of that. Come regular season, answering free questions is harder for me to do because I just get a lot more super chats, and I will prioritize those. I don't know what got me into that topic, but I just do not like Juwan Jennings at all. I do not like him. I'll go Jalen McMillan. Oh, yeah, the topic that got me there was, just doing this out of enjoyment. I love doing this, man. Like, I love talking to you guys every day. It's the best. It's awesome. So thank you guys again. You guys are the ones making it possible. So, Bailey Good, it was the Lions. Oh, I got it right. Heck yeah, dude. However, I think there is a sneaky world where Tesla leads in touchdowns, but I think it's a low chance. Very low chance. Very low chance for sure. Leads in touchdowns, I don't feel like I see, like, even though he's their wide receiver 3 and most teams run out 3 wide receiver sets most of the time these days, the 2 receivers they've got are so good that it's like, if I was an OC, I couldn't justify taking the ball away from them and not giving it to Gibbs or Laporta and giving it to Tesla. So, pretty small chance. Grant, LA, football is life. It's my life, that's for sure. It's definitely my life. I mean, family, man. Family, football. Luckily, I grew up in a football family, so it's always been a part of my family life. My wife didn't come from a football family, but she's adjusted very well. She's adjusted very well. All right, let's assess our next pick here. Hmm. And Trey Tucker's kind of a value, so I'll go Trey Tucker. Um, W Plasma, my girl didn't like me gambling, and so I decided to take my dad's business more serious. So I'm in sales now and looking to take over his business years down the road, but I genuinely miss gambling and had a bright future in growing, especially since Prize Picks was so huge back then. Right now, I have over 100,000 won, so I could have been something huge, but now I have a kid and a mortgage, so I think I'm too ahead. Fair enough, man. Yeah, you do you. And I'm glad it was fun while it lasted, man. And, I'm glad you enjoyed what you were doing. But, sometimes life takes you in different directions that you never thought. Like I said, when I first started this, I never thought this was going to be my thing. But life took me here. And honestly, I feel like I'm meant to do this anyways. So I don't really know much about anything else. Like, I know football, and that's like kind of my knowledge. That's my wheelhouse. Like, I don't know too much about anything else. I spent years in sales. I spent years, like sales was my other job before this, and turned out I wasn't that good at it because I didn't have the passion for what I was selling. So, yeah, no, life just took me a different direction, man. I'm not going to go Rodgers, even though I think the value's good. I guess I'll go with Tesla. Yeah. I love fantasy football. Of course, we totally understand. I appreciate that. I do have people who, like I said, it bothers me sometimes when I get that one. It doesn't usually bother me. Like, trolls don't bother me. I actually kind of think it's fun to go back and forth with trolls on YouTube. You just have to have the right personality for it. It's got to roll off your back. But that one does kind of get me because it's just not true. Like, I sit here and answer free questions all day during the off season because I love talking. Like, I love what we're talking about. So it's not like I got to like roll out of bed and motivate myself to go live and answer free questions. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that during the season, people are more urgent and they super chat me. And it's like, I have to prioritize those questions. And I'll answer still free questions all that I can. So, yeah. I appreciate you understanding. Quincy Jones, there's a world where I'm Justin Herbert and Madison Beer is my wife. I don't even know who she is. I don't know anything about pop culture. So I saw like a clip of her like at a like some sort of conference or some sort of conference. She was on stage talking. He called her and she was like, "Hey, I'm on stage. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye." And I was like, "Who is this girl?" Like, I don't know this girl, but I don't know anything about pop culture. I'm just an old man. I'm a 28-year-old old man who loves football. That's what I am. All right, Rodgers is falling to a point where I guess I'll take him. I don't have anyone to stack him with, but he just keeps falling. Yeah, I'll take Rodgers. Whatever. I know who my last two targets are now. That's for sure. Fantasy football enjoyer, that's a recycled take. I just watched a video last night that said Tesla could lead the team in receiving touchdowns. Who knows? Maybe he made that by himself. Don't assume. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't see it that way, though. I don't see it that way. Grant, LA. I bought the Eagles backfield too. New strategy. Let's see how it goes. I like it, man. I like it. Yes, you did. Hey, listen, let's see how it goes indeed. I like it. Fantasy Football Enjoyer. It's a Fantasy Pros video. LOL. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I don't watch Fantasy Pros. I don't really watch. The only other ones I watch are the fantasy footballers, only because they're hilarious. I don't take my fantasy takes from there. Everything you hear from me is straight out of my brain because I trust myself enough because I'm junkie. I'm a junkie, so I just know what I'm talking about. And I know you're not even talking about me. I'm just inserting myself where I don't belong. I love fantasy football. How far did you move Jacobs down your rankings? He moved a couple spots. I didn't drop him drastically. Like, he's still for me in like the 4th round range. I still think of him as a really good value in the 4th. He dropped probably 3-4 spots. We just don't know enough yet. Bryce Lance is one of my targets here. And do you guys want to see another one? Should we go for another draft? If you guys want to see another draft after this one, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got to get those numbers up if you guys want another one. Yeah, Jacobs didn't move down drastically. We just don't know enough yet, man. Like, we don't know enough. So he moved down like 3 or 4 spots, if I remember it correctly. 3 or 4 RB spots. So probably all in all, he probably moved down like 10, 12 spots. Striker, based on the news today, I don't think anything ends up happening with Jacobs. I'd say 60-40 he doesn't ever even get charged. Very possible. Very possible that that's the case. So yeah, I don't know. It's really early on. I don't know if it's going to happen. That's why I don't want to make a drastic rankings change yet. Bailey Good said, "Oh, that's crazy. Someone had the same take. I just did a crap ton of research over the last couple days for my personal rankings and noticed he had like 30% reception to touchdown rate." Yeah, I'm not accusing you, so. All right, let's see. I know exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna let this guy do his thing first. I don't want to give any room for snipes. No room for snipes. Yeah, you guys want to see another draft after this one? What do you guys think? Not going Tyreek. I'm going Eli Heidenreich. Give myself some sort of Steelers potential. Give me something. I'll take it. You guys want to see another one? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. We got to get those numbers up. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derrick Henry, Rashee Rice, J-Mo, Bucky Irving, Chuba Hubbard, Tucker Kraft, Jaden Reed, Jared Goff, Tyler Shuck, George Kittle, Jonah Coleman, Jalen McMillan, Trey Tucker, Isaac Tesla, Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Lance, and Eli Heidenreich. Let me know what you think of the team in the chat. And let's go take a look at some other guys. Severe Jury, let's take a look at yours. Gibbs, Pickens, Brees, Monty. I don't really love the Monty pick, but I think Brees and best ball. I've finally gotten more warmed up to Brees and best ball. Terry, Marvin, I know you were going for that Terry sack with Jaden. That's a bummer. Dak with Pickens, QJ, Sam Laporta, Jake Ferguson, Tyrone Tracy, Cooper, Keaton Mitchell, Debo, Frandoza, Darnell Mooney, Jameis Winston, Gardner Minshew. 4 quarterback build. I like it. 2 backup quarterbacks. That could get interesting. That could be an interesting one. I like it, dude. I like it. Tanner C. Let's see what you got. JSN, Brock Bowers. I like that build. Etienne, Travion. 2 high upside backs. DJ Moore. Joey B. You did us all a service, my friend. Caleb Williams. RJ Harvey. Jacoby Myers. Jonathan Brooks. Wandale. Rashid Shaheed. Isaiah Pacheco. Brenton Strange. Ryan Flanoy. Jerry Jeudy. Zachary Branch. Marshawn Lloyd does go. Interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. And let's check out Jabberjaws. James Cook, Amarian Hampton, Devonta Smith, Ladd, Rome, Tyler Warren in the 605. I love that. Justin Herbert, Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman. I like that as your wide receiver 5. I like that a lot. Bill, I love that pick. Aaron Jones, not as wild on. Malik Willis, Greg Dulcich late. I like that. Jawan Jennings, Zach Charbonnet, AJ Barner, Alvin Kamara, Malachi Fields. I really like the Fields pick. We got some good teams in here, man. We got some good ones. Let's check out Grant's team. CD, Saquon, Kyron, Zay, Lamar. Love that stack. Mekhi Lemon is your wide receiver 3. Nice. Sutton as the wide receiver 4 is also nice. The Corum, Handcuff. Not really handcuff. He'll be involved. Stafford, Golden, Andrews, Goddard, Tyjae, Tank, Ridley, Tank, Ferguson, Justice Hill. I like that. I like that a lot. Nice draft, guys. Well, I'm proud of everybody. So let's see where we're at here as far as numbers go. How many likes this video have? We have 43 likes. All right, we'll do one more. We'll get into another Pomeranian. Yeah, let's go ahead and just hop into another Pomeranian. $3 entry, $50K to first. Go ahead, hop in. We need 9 more people. This is really, really nice. So if you're new, you want to hop in and you can draft responsibly, grab that link that's in the description of the video. Use code FVAR to sign up. Once you sign up, just hop in the Pomeranian draft, and I will send you a free copy of this best ball draft strategy sheet that I've been working on for years. It's not free to me. I have to pay for this info, but I want to give it to you guys for free as long as you use my code to sign up, because I believe in overwhelming you guys with value, and I want to help new people with best ball, because best ball can be intimidating to some, but I think that it is one of the more fun ways to play fantasy. Mark, I feel like I recognize that name. Illustrious Fox, I definitely know that name. Katz is back in here. Jabberjaw is back in here. Libra is also back in here. So let's freaking go. This will be it. This will be the last one. John Foster, good to see you this afternoon, man. Appreciate you being in here. Lundeval, when I was a kid, my dad took me to Seahawks games. And one game we had first row seats, and Terry Bradshaw was warming up in front of me. And the camera showed on me before the commercial, and a couple of my friends saw me on TV. A cool highlight. Now I can't stand crowds and like my man cave. I feel the same. When I was a kid, my parents and my sister, we went to Miami. I'm going to grab Jamar again. I'm staying true. I want to get my Jamar's exposure up. When I was a kid, we went to Miami to go see the Steelers play the Dolphins. And we sat third row, and we had a sign that said, "Can't beat the Steelers." We wanted to have the CBS logo on it. And we wanted to get there early so I could be on TV. I was dreaming of being on TV, but nowadays I'm like you. I'm like, I don't want to be in crowds. Get me away from crowds. My wife can tell you that. I do not like crowds. So it's funny. It's funny what happens when you grow up, right? It's funny what happens. Fantasy football enjoyer. Yeah, 6 out of 16 caught passes were touchdowns. Well, what's the realistic projection of targets for him with Laporta back? I don't know, brother. Yeah, that's a reason I'm just not as, it's just hard. If I was the Lions OC, it's okay, if I'm going to take the passing volume away from Amon-Ra or J-Mo, how can I give it to Tesla more than I gave it to Laporta or Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield? That's just hard to justify. I only act. Is 3.573 the optimal comp for best ball? I wouldn't say that. I think it really depends. Like, this is something I'm actually going to add to the best ball draft strategy sheet. You know, every one of these builds that's on here, every one of these strategies, they actually have their own, like, particular builds as far as quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends go. For each one of these draft strategies, it's unique to optimize the best advancement rates. So I'm going to add that to the sheet at some point. So, yeah, 3.573 is good, like, generally speaking, but it's not the ideal for every one of those strategies. So I'm going to actually add that. W Plasma, well, anyways, I'm thinking of starting my gambling picks back up along with fantasy football and maxing out all my credit cards. Let's collab if I stick with it. Well, hey, man, yeah, just let me know. Best way to reach me is definitely email. And wishing you luck, man. Wishing you luck. Fantasy football enjoyer. I just listen for a wide enough array to not have too bad of biases. I drafted too much of Zamir White 2 years ago. So did I. And you know that came from me probably because I was a Zamir White guy. I get you. If I was a consumer, more of a consumer than a creator in the space, I understand where you're coming from. So I don't begrudge anyone else who watches like other creators. I mean, I'm not a dictator. I'm not in charge of your life, so you do you. But as long as you are here with me, that's what I appreciate. As long as you like my content, like me for my takes and what I have to say, then that's all I can really ask for. So all right, let's see what we want to do. I want to make sure we get the Burrow stack. I'm not going to wait till the 6th for this one. So we are going to go ahead and utilize one of these. We'll probably utilize this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a running back here. Chase Brown went before me, so I can't grab him. I'll grab Love. I've got a decent amount of Love and Chase teams, so hopefully that one works. Let's see what Billy does here. Drake London, that's a good value. 212 for London, that's good. A.J. Brown, so I'm going to go with a wide receiver. And I'll just go ahead and take Malik Neighbors. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick on this long end around here. I'll be right back. Here we go. Didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. Okay. Bailey Good. My projection for Tesla was like 37.5 to 41.5 receptions. And like 5 to 6 touchdowns, somewhere in the range of 410 to 460 yards. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. I think that's more reasonable. I love fantasy football. Yeah, I moved ETN ahead of him. Yeah, ETN's ahead of him. Javonte is ahead of him now. I'll give you guys an updated running back rankings again. Not this upcoming week, but the following week. I'll give you guys an update. Josh Jacobs goes to the 404 to the Rashee Rice team. I did that last night. I only act. It's weird with Jacobs, though, because why did he turn himself in if he isn't guilty? Probably just because it looks worse if you're, like, apprehended. Like, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop. Don't know anything about that world, but I would imagine if you're a public figure and you have charges against you, it probably looks worse if you're apprehended. Like, think of Antonio Brown, for example, right? Antonio Brown had that murder charge, and instead of turning himself in, he fled the country, and then he got extradited back. That's not a good look. So I would imagine that's the reason why. Like, even though you are innocent, it's just better from a optics perspective if you just turn yourself in and let the legal process play itself out. That's my guess. Okay, we're going to go wide receiver again. We're going to go ahead and grab Jalen Waddle. Set ourselves out for a Denver stack, potentially. And then we're going to go ahead and grab Joey B. Not waiting on him. Joey B, we're going to get that Jamar stack. All right, there we go. I could sleep tonight, knowing I got another Jamar Burrow stack. Grant LA, what do you think of my squad? Oh, yeah, we checked that one. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Fantasy football enjoyer, yeah, that's definitely believable. What's the leading in receiving touchdowns number that you put on it? Curious. 6 likely doesn't get it done. You thinking 9 to 10? 9 to 10 with that many receptions is crazy. That's crazy work. Bailey Good says, I truly think the Lions will throw the ball an absolute crap ton this year just so they can keep Gibbs as healthy as possible. They don't have a trusted RB2, and Goff has 4,000 plus 4 years straight. Yeah, I mean, Goff is going to sling it, that's for sure. I think for him to lead it would probably need to be 10 to 12, honestly. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. It's a very small percentage, but it could be 8 to 9, and the touchdowns are spread out over everyone else. I like it. Hey, I think it's, the way you set it up, it definitely could be possible. Lundeval, pick 8, won the draft. Who's pick 8? Is that you? Are you Red Hook? No, you're not Red Hook, are you? Mon Ra, Henry, Trav. Are you talking about the last draft we were in? Fantasy football enjoyer. I'm with you there. I could see maybe a 10 to 15% likelihood outcome of him leading with 9+. I draft a good bit of him on Sleeper. More edge on Sleeper. Interesting. Haven't run through a Sleeper mock draft this year, so I have no idea, to be honest. Grant LA gave you a subscription. I appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Hope I continue to see you around here more often, man. I've enjoyed having you in the chat. And I enjoyed having you in on that last draft. By the way, we did cross 2 hours on the stream. We're like 2 hours. We're almost 3 hours deep, actually. So please, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, show your support to me. Thank you, Grant. All right, let's see. Go Marvin here. Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. And then we will go with Chuba as well. That was best case scenario. Sweet. I like this team. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Bailey Good, I did see that video now that I'm looking back in my YouTube history, but it was while I was working earlier. I listen to YouTube podcasts all day right now. It's all fantasy-based. Didn't even realize. We've all been there, right? Well, I am at the 12. Let's do something different. You went Josh Allen at the 201. That is different. Tyler Warren at the 601. I like that. I like it so far. I like it. I'm in like 5 dynasties on Sleeper, and all my main redraft leagues are on Sleeper. I love their drafting algorithm. I do too. I always recommend to people like the best platform to play redraft or dynasty, especially dynasty, I would say is Sleeper. I'm in a lot of ESPN leagues, unfortunately, because I'm with a lot of old heads who are like reluctant to move. They're like, well, why do we need to do that? We got everything we need right here. It's like, no, bro. Like, ESPN sucks compared to Sleeper. But, yeah. ATL Outdoors still going. We don't stop, bro. Josiah Roan, good to see you in here. Appreciate you joining. Fantasy Football Enjoyer. Yeah, you're pretty dope, man. My first time hanging in a live with you, I can definitely appreciate the positivity, making my day a little better. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. As long as, like I said, as long as you guys enjoy me and, you know, as long as you guys keep coming back, that makes my day. So it makes my day to have you guys here. So I appreciate that I'm able to make someone's day a little bit better. That means a lot to me, actually. So really love having you here, man. Hope to keep having you around. Money ain't a thing. Bathroom breaks are for the weak. We've already discussed this. I didn't know you were still here. I thought I could sneak one. But also, didn't miss any picks. Let's, cut the oohs and ahs. Lundeval, you like history? One game in the Seattle Kingdom. My grandpa wanted a beer from the guy who walks up and down the steps. And the person asked my grandpa for my grandpa's ID. My dad was pissed. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, if I get carded, I'm honestly just like, you know what? I don't really care. Because, like, I used to get carded all the time when I was 21. And now I don't get carded as much, so I'm like, you know what? It actually makes me feel a little bit younger. Not that I actually care. I really don't care. Like, I'm just the type of person that's like, let's just age. Like, I have no problem. I'm not getting plastic surgery. Screw that. It's oh, that's good. I like that story. That's a good one. I could see that dynamic going on, too. Like, if that happened with my grandpa, he would be pissed. He'd be like, are you kidding me? I can just hear it. I can hear it. Oh, that's a good one. All right. No more fooling around. No more tomfoolery. All right, Bo is there, so we're going to go ahead and plan on taking Bo. Give me some Bo for my not my Marvin stack, Jalen Waddle stack. We'll stick with 2 quarterbacks, and then we will go with 3 receivers. Give me Corum. I like that price for Corum. ATL Outdoors, someone offered a 27 first for A.J. Brown. Would you take it? Yes, I would take it. 27 first round capital is something that I covet a lot. It would depend. I would say it's close enough to where I would say it would depend if you're competitive or if you're kind of rebuilding. If you're in more of a rebuild, I would say, take that opportunity for sure. If you're contending, I would try to tell the guy, hey, man, listen, I'm trying to contend, and A.J. Brown's a big piece of this. If you threw in a second rounder on top of it, or even a third rounder, then I'd probably take it, but I'd try to get a little bit more. But I ultimately probably would take that one. Bailey Good, 27 first and a high upside player that you are high on may be worth it. But straight up, probably not unless it's a guaranteed top 3 pick. Yeah, I think that 27 class can be so deep. I'd take it if it was a mid-round pick. Because the thing with AJ is he's going to be 29 this season. So we do have to, you do have to start thinking about selling him off in Dynasty. So I don't think that's a bad price. I actually, again, I probably would take it. Hallie Lyon, another draft from the 2 spot I see. Solid stream for Chase picks. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've done 3 number 2 spots today, and I've gotten Jamar in all of them because I'm trying to increase my Jamar shares. So we'll probably go back to doing Bijan or Gibbs if we get that again. But this will be the last stream. This will be the last one. Bailey Good, for reference, when I say I listen to podcasts all day, I went back and listened to the whole 2025 catalog for the fantasy footballers and just listened to how their takes played out. Pretty cool. That's a smart way to do it. Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. Yeah, I listen to those guys just because they're funny. I like their dynamic, man. 3 buddies. Seems like they've been friends for years. And, they grew up together, so I like that dynamic. They're hilarious. That's why I watch them. None of my fantasy takes come from anyone else other than me, because that would be just stupid to recycle takes. And I just watch football too much to take it from anyone else, so, I've watched them several times and thought to myself, based on their takes, oh, my God, we're so far apart. Because, I don't see things the way a lot of those guys do. But I think they're hilarious, so I have a lot of respect for them. Well, let's see what kind of running backs there are. I like the running backs that are on the board right now, I'll tell you that. Kenny G goes to Illustrious Fox. I don't blame that. I would have taken him, but hey, can't blame you. Bill, I would have taken him too. So let's go ahead and take Rashad White. And then we will either get Kittle or Kelsey if one of them's available. Because this guy has 0 tight ends too, so he's probably going tight end. I'll go Kittle. I've drafted a decent amount of Kittle. But I want to continue doing it because I think his price will rise as we get closer to the season and more positive news starts to get into the feed about him and his recovery. I'm a vendor, so I listen to something all day. It has really helped me the last 2 years with building out my own rankings and learn when to push people up and move people down. It's a good strategy. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Seems like you've got life kind of tailored to yourself in the best way possible. My favorite footballer is Jay Grizz. Hallie Lyons to Jay Grizz the best. That's funny. All right, Kelsey goes, Goddard goes, Cam Ward goes pretty early. All right. Guys, we're about to hit the 3-hour mark on the stream, so please, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please show your support to me. Would love to get close to 100 likes on the stream, and I would love to hit 30K subs ASAP, so if you would do me the honors, that would be awesome if you would help. Bailey Good, he's just so cool and laid back, just quiet. He is definitely laid back, for sure. Dan Herrig, what's going on? Good to see you. Trade away Pickens for early mid 27 first. I would have to get assurances that it's an early first. He's still young, in the prime of his career. I would need, if it was a mid first, I would need to get another, at least second on top of it. I would need to get another second rounder if it was a mid. But if it was early, I would still actually probably ask for like fab in addition. If it was early though, like a top 3 pick, I would definitely want to take that because I think that in this next year's class, there's going to be so many dominant options at the top. So yeah, I would probably end up taking it if it was an early. But if it was a mid, I would need another second for sure. Appreciate the question, man. Hope to keep seeing you around here. Okay, let's see what we want to do. Antonio Williams goes. Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, has he been rising or is it just me? Yeah, I don't know. Feels like he's been going up. It does. Isaiah Likely's off the board. He went... How early did he go? Oh my gosh, he went at the 9:07. Whoa. That's early. Yeah, we'll go with Ferguson. That's a good value right here, actually. I'll take that. And then... Coker, baby. Give me Jalen Coker. I love that. Hopefully we'll be a top 3 or 1. Really want Smith. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Who doesn't, right? His team is buns. Yeah, I'd probably take it then. I'd probably take it. Before you take it, I would personally go back to the guy and say, I'm really uncomfortable considering that you might be, you might, I would try to gas him up and be like, you might have a later pick this year. So, throw in some fab for me. If you could throw in some fab for me, like $20 fab, that'd be great. If he says no, I'd probably still take it. But try to get a little bit more without closing the door on the deal. That's what my advice would be. Bailey Good, it's all subjective to everyone's opinions, but the footballers are just entertaining. I take opinions from everyone and then compare to my own and factor it slightly into my rankings. Yeah, that's very fair. Again, if I was a consumer more than a creator in this space, I would definitely feel the same way. It's good to get information from everybody, but they're definitely entertaining. That's why I watch them. That's why I actually like them. So, makes sense. Gadsden goes, then Jawan Johnson, then Kenyon Sadiq. Brenton Strange goes as well, so there's a little run on tight ends there. We're still going to get a third tight end, for sure. Dan Herring tried to get Golden as well. I like him this year to take a step up. No, I think that's good. Yeah. Instead of fab, ask for Golden. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a very good idea. Daily Sports, why is Bo Nix ADP so low on Sleeper? I think it's low on Underdog, too. I mean, he's ranked as the 14th quarterback off the board in Underdog, and it's been like that the whole offseason. And it's definitely because of the ankle, but I still think that value is really good. Because if he starts the season off healthy, which I think he will, then the guy's been the quarterback 7 both years in a row. Now he's getting Jalen Waddle. I think that'll help him make him more consistent, possibly get a top 5 finish. I really do think so. ATL outdoors, probably his ankle. Yeah, that's what I think too. People overreact to every bit of news this time of year because it's a slow news cycle, so everything gets blown out of proportion. Okay, let's see. It feels like a Nick Singleton type of day. We're going to go Nick Singleton. Yep. Aaron Rodgers, Kate Otten go off the board. We will go ahead and grab Tyreek. Nah, I'm not going to grab him this early. Yeah, I am. Who am I kidding? Give me Tyreek Hill. I don't care how far ahead of ADP it is. Give me him. Bailey Good. Knicks will rise as soon as we know he's completely healthy. Agreed. That's why I think it's a good idea to take him now. It's a good idea to draft. Like I said, I say this a lot, and it can't be understated. And I don't say it because I'm trying to get a bunch of signups in Underdog. Obviously, I would appreciate it if you use my code to sign up for Underdog if you want to play. But the reason I say this is because it's true. The best values in fantasy are always this time of year. April, May, early June, this is your best value window. The closer we get to the season, the values go away. And it's already happened with several guys. So the best values are right now. And there's a reason why the last several Best Ball Mania winners drafted in May and sometimes I think one of them actually drafted in April. So it's because they're getting the great values. So yeah, it's the best time to draft. Real talk. Jack the Turtle, good to see you in here, man. Feels like it's been a while. Dynasty, Jaden Daniels and Devon Achane for Josh Allen and K9. Ooh, that's close, man. I would probably take the youth and go with Jaden Daniels and Achane. K9, Josh Allen, I think they could probably become descending assets in the near future. With Jaden, I think we've got a good window here for the next 4 years, at least. And I think with Achane, we've got a good window for at least the next 3. So I'd take the youth there, and I would take Jaden and Achane. Good to see you back in here. ATL Outdoors. With the Josh Jacobs news, I'm low-key glad I stashed Chris Brooks and Marshawn Lloyd. Might get some value. You might. It's possible. You definitely could. I mean, those are good guys to stash away for sure. I mean, come to think of it, they're on my Dynasty waiver wire. I might do it myself. All right. Well, I know what I want to do, so we're just going to go ahead and queue them up. We'll go either Franklin or Bryant, whoever is available here. We're also going to grab Colby Young. We've taken a lot of Colby Young just because of Joe Burrow. Anytime I get Burrow, I feel like I take him. I like it. I'll take Franklin again just because I've got more Pat Bryant. I'm going to try to even out that share a little bit. And then we're also going to go ahead and grab Gesicki. We'll grab Gesicki first because I think he's going to go before Colby Young. Nobody thinks about Colby Young. A lot of people don't even know who he is. Grant, LA, what player are you not drafting as much that you want more of? That's a great question. I've noticed a lot, to be honest with you. Bo is on the list. Bo is on the list for sure. I don't have as much of Bo as I would like to. I want to say Malik Neighbors because I think his upside's so freaking high, but I'm scared at the same time because of this injury. Neighbors I would put on the list, though. I would put Love on the list just because of the price. I need to increase my shares of Rice. Chase Brown, I would include on that list as well. Bowers and McBride, I need to get my shares up on both of them. I want to increase my shares of Chase. That's why we kind of been targeting him at the 102 today. I would say Tyler Shuck is on that list as well. I want to start drafting more of him. That's a good list for you right there. Good question. I was thinking about that earlier today, actually, looking at my exposures. Jack the Turtle. Thanks. First startup, and that's the trade I made. Nice, man. Well, hopefully it goes well for you. And again, good to see you as always. Quincy Jones, another one I can't, man. I got to cut it after this one. We've been live 3 hours, man. We got to cut it on this one. So we'll make this pick, and then we'll cut out. But we'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time frame, and we'll run it again, man. We'll run it again. It's been a great one today, though, guys. 3 hours live drafting. I'm having a ball, guys. I'm telling you. I'm having a freaking ball doing this with you guys every day. I've never done it every day in the offseason before, so I've been having a ball. Thank you guys for making it fun. You guys are the ones making it fun for me. The dialogue is fun. So, we'll be back tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and end it off with this last pick. Striker, awesome stream. This draft was a good one. More palms tomorrow. More palms tomorrow, baby. You bet. Hallie Line, thanks for the stream. Always, man. Thank you guys for coming. Not done yet. We got to make this last pick, but this is it for the day, for sure. This is it. Lundeval in PPR at the 10th position. What 2 running backs would you aim for? I can always find wide receiver later. I would aim for Hampton, Genty. Those would be 2 top ones. Achane is a third. I would definitely order them Achane, Hampton, Genty. In full PPR. I think those guys are all really good players. So, yeah, that's probably what I would aim for right there. All right, let's go ahead and grab Colby Young and get at it. Colby Young. There we go right there, man. So, we've been 3 hours strong, man. It was a great draft. Great set of drafts. So, appreciate all you guys being in here today. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel on your way out. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Make sure to stay tuned for a very important video on Sunday that's going to drop. And defense rankings came out yesterday, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.